participated in the study from the University of Wisconsin that showed how important extracurricular activities are to high school students. And it could be band, it could be drama, it could be theater, music, athletics, certainly is what we're dealing with. Kids need that socialization. They need the structure from adults. This is an opportunity for them to learn lessons that they normally can't get in the classroom setting. Not that algebra and biology and chemistry aren't important, they are, but there are other life lessons that can be learned on the playing field. And that's part of the reason that we're doing what we're doing. That's part of the reason that the coaches work so hard and parents allow their kids to play sports. It's for those extra lessons that they get in the educational setting. And we're pretty proud of what we've done. And again, being here today is evidence of the fact that we've had some success.
So now we're at the end of our fall season. We've had 7 fall state championships, which is incredible to think about in the kind of year that we've had.
Absolutely.
But talk a little bit about, there's been restrictions at every venue. Yes. That's no different this next weekend at Lucas Oil Stadium.
And it's further complicated by the fact that we're going to be inside. And once you go inside, those restrictions are really ramped up. As an example, every person attending next week will have to have their temperature checked. They're going to have to be asked questions about some symptoms that they've been have or have not had before they even admit it to the ticket window to give their ticket to get into the game. Same thing's going to be for the athletes getting off the bus. They're going to take the temperature. They're going to have signed a form that says that they're not been exhibiting signs or symptoms of disease. And then once we get in the venue, we're going to have to practice social distancing. We're going to have to wear a mask unless we're having concessions food. It's more precautions for us to provide for the health, safety, and well-being of our athletes. Now, it's going to look a little different. They're going to be pretty much spaced out, and if you've seen the Colts play at Lucas Oil, we'll look a lot like that. We won't be allowing bands for reasons that go along with the social distancing piece of it. We're going to limit the number of people on the field, and so we're going to do our very best to make sure that this state finals goes off without a hitch, given the parameters and the requirements of social distancing and the corona guidelines. But we're very, very pleased and excited to have 6 state championships next weekend on Friday and Saturday, and we're certainly looking forward to having everybody come in and have a great time.
And it all goes back to that. It's just incredible that we're even in the position to hold these 6 state championships next weekend. Assistant Commissioner Robert Falins, thank you so much for joining us today, and we're going to send it back to you guys in the booth.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Being a man used to be simpler. You guard the cave, provide sustenance, honor thy name. A handshake sealed the deal, and a word was a promise. Today, things are a bit more complicated. We try to impress people we don't know by acquiring things we don't need. We have friends lists, but few real friendships. Things like integrity and kindness have fallen by the wayside. How can we know if we measure up when the scale is constantly changing? The Freemasons believe that a man's job is to be the best version of himself possible, to pursue truth and self-discovery. You give more and take less. We connect with our fellow man so that we may learn from each other, to challenge one another to live up to our highest ideals. We believe a man should be judged by his strength of character, his willingness to make sacrifices to improve both himself and the lives of those around him. For hundreds of years, the Freemasons have helped men find more meaning, to make connections with other men in a way that truly matters. For those seeking a deeper sense of purpose, a chance to make lasting friendships. To reach higher, to find more.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
The first of two from Guerin Catholic High School on the north side of Indianapolis, just south of Westfield. It's a boys-girls doubleheader between the Golden Eagles of Guerin Catholic and the visiting team, the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves. Jarrett Lewis with you alongside me, Doc Stratton, for this game on Indiana SRN. Thanks so much for tuning in. Doc, let's start with this Braves team. They come in with a 6-11 record under their third-year head coach, Aaron Miller. And you had a chance to talk to Mrs. Miller, and she kind of broke things down for you on how this team is trying to play together, how they're trying to, in a sense, rebuild a 6-11 mark. Her record is 17-44 through 3 years. So they've struggled the past couple of years, but this is still a team, capable of things, pretty good potential in this Circle City Conference. How do you see them squaring up against the Golden Eagles in this one?
Yeah, Coach Miller has actually done a really good job of breaking it down. They play in a super difficult conference, right? So they've done a really good job of breaking it down to where, look, we've got goals inside the game. That way, if the scoreboard starts to get a little sideways, they can always, go back to saying, okay, how are we doing? Are we beating them in rebounds? Because let's say, this week we want to out-rebound, let's say, a Heritage Christian team. And they actually did that. They lost the game by over 20 points, but they hit their goal. So for Coach, she still got the most out of her players. I really, really enjoyed talking to Coach Miller today, and she shared with me that some of her, the strengths of some of her players, she's really excited about. The point guard, junior Aaron Terry, she's really, she's a great ball handler, great on-ball defender. She was saying that, you're going to see a lot of a 4-in, 1-out look on offense. And then they like to put pressure on you on defense with man-to-man. So she's excited about the direction they're going. She said even though the last couple months has been really difficult for them. If you look at their season, they started out really fast, and then they started to slow down a little bit. But they're still headed in the right direction. The thing that she liked the most was everybody's pulling in the same direction. And that's what you need if you're going to turn something around and be something consistent. Is everybody needs to buy in, and that's what she has with her team tonight.
And this is a team in the Braves that they don't score the basketball too often. Just 38 points per game is what they're averaging while giving up 46. So a team that might struggle on the offensive end. Defense doesn't look too bad, only giving up 46. You look down the line of this roster and these girls, pretty balanced scoring. There's not really that one go-to girl, but then again, you can kind of be happy and appreciate how every girl that gets into the game is going to end up contributing. She said that she's going to play 10. That they have 6 or 7 that they trust, but that she's going to play 10. And the other thing that she was excited about was, they averaged 38 a game, like you said, but that's actually 7 better than what they averaged last year. So they were able to up that a little bit. They're going in the right direction. The question for my question to her was, you've got 3 games left, right? How do we turn this ship around before the tournament? And, she just basically, said we just keep plugging away. We keep having these in-game goals, and we just keep doing things the right way, and hopefully we can get it turned around. On the other side, the home team tonight, the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles. This girls' squad is 8-8 on the year. Both of these teams are actually 0-3 in this very tough Circle City Conference, so they are well out of the running for any sort of championship. Ron Colley is actually 4-0. In this very tough conference. Both these teams have played a team like Heritage Christian, and that's who Brebeuf is coming off in a loss, a 34-point loss to a very tough Heritage Christian team. So this is a very tough conference for Guerin Catholic. They might look a little bit better on paper. You go down the line as well. Pretty balanced scoring there, too. The 2 girls that lead the way for them are Katie Koger and Olivia Labus, 2 upperclassmen for the Golden Eagles. Yeah, we had them not that long ago. We called that game against Bloomington North, where Katie Koger actually took over. She was the one that, she got off the bus. She was ready to play. She was out-rebounding everybody. She was stealing it. She's very quick at getting up and down the court. If you let her use her speed, it's going to be a long night for you. So you have to find her on the defensive boards, box her out, make sure you know where she's at, and don't let her get the transition game started. Olivia Labus, on the other hand, is going to be that's where the offense is going to run. It's going to run through her. So if you let them get set up on the half court, their half court offense, and you let them go through Olivia Labus, she's pretty strong down low, and she's going to be able to make you pay. Another girl we'll probably mention tonight as well for the Golden Eagles is Aaliyah Dorsey. She was actually the leading scorer in that Bloomington North game with 15. 2 of her teammates in double figures as well in Koger and Labus. You hear the buzzer sound. Means the national anthem is coming up. So we'll take our first break in this one. The first of 2 in this boys-girls doubleheader between the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves coming in at 6-11, 0-3 in the Circle City Conference, against the Golden Eagles of Guerin Catholic with an 8-8 record under head coach Mark Caranta in his second year. Thanks so much for tuning in. Jarrett Lewis with you, and Doc Stratton. We'll be right back with the starting lineups and the tip-off from Guerin Catholic.
What's the number one misconception you think about Freemasonry?
Well, I think most people just think of Freemasonry as some kind of secret society, and you go with some of the rumors out there and so on, and they really don't understand who we are. They don't understand that we are a fraternity of brothers first, and our obligation is to take care of each other and our widows and orphans, etc., within our group. They don't understand what the fraternity part of Freemasonry really is, and that's the misconception that's out there. I think first and foremost of anyone that wants to join Freemasonry, I'd like them to know that it's really not a secret society. You may say it's a society with a secret because we have some handshakes and some passwords that you could easily find down in a library if you get the right book. Freemasonry is more, it's a brotherhood, it's a fraternity, it's a way of sharing common thoughts and everything with people of all different vocations that really understand of getting together on the level. Whether you're a judge or a police officer or a janitor, you're all on the same level when you're in a Masonic lodge room. And I think that's one of the greatest things, that you can sit with people of all vocations, but you have that certain thing in common, that you're all brothers.
Hey, it's Keith Myers from Indiana Sports Radio Network. Well, thank you that you're watching the game tonight on Indiana SRN. If you would like to know more information about Indiana SRN, send me an email, coach@indianasrn.org. As vice president of this company, we hope that you sit back and enjoy the game. It's Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Welcome back to Guerin Catholic High School. The Golden Eagles hosting the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves, who are being introduced right now at this very moment. You see them right now on your screen. The girls opening up the first of two tonight, starting off this doubleheader. Boys and girls both in action tonight in the Circle City Conference game. The starting lineup for Brebeuf looks like this. At one guard, a junior wearing number 4, and Aaron Terry. A senior guard wearing number 11, Johanna McNair. A sophomore guard wearing number 22, Kaylee Singleton. A senior guard wearing number 23, Gabby Godbout. And a sophomore center, number 34, Maeve Perry. That's the starting lineup for the Braves, a 6-11 record under head coach Aaron Miller. The starting lineup for the Golden Eagles, you see them right now on your screen. It looks like this. A junior guard wearing number 1, Katie Koger. A senior guard wearing number 5, Aaliyah Dorsey. A senior forward wearing number 10, Delaney Klee. A junior forward, number 12, Catherine Loso. And rounding out the starting lineup, number 20, a senior center, Olivia Labus. This Golden Eagles team, just 42 points per game is what they average while giving up 43. So both these teams don't necessarily score a bunch. It might be a low-scoring affair, but still anything can happen when you're playing a conference opponent. As it looks like it'll be Labus and Perry tipping it off. To get this doubleheader going, the ball bounces over to the clock operator. And what will be the call here? Golden Eagles will start off with the possession.
All right, so right now they got, here comes Dorsey about ready to set up the half-court offense. Let's, just see how much movement we got.
Man defense from Brebeuf to get this one going. Dorsey running the point for Guerin Catholic. Bad pass almost gets stolen away, and Dorsey gets it right back. Shot from the short corner is good for Olivia Labus. She opens up the scoring. And already we see some pressure applied by the Golden Eagles. Brebeuf can't break it. A steal and a pass up the court. Layup is good in the fast break for Loso. And a great pass from Koger. Three-quarter court pressure from Guerin Catholic. Brebeuf able to break it this time. Will swing it left side, driving in with the left hand. High shot off the backboard is no good from Godbout.
So when you watch Guerin's offense, a lot of their shots, or a lot of their open shots, when they get into their actual offense, are going to come from the baseline. And if they can knock those open shots down, it's going to be a good game for them.
Driving baseline and having her pass stolen away was Loso. Singleton with the steal. She pushes it up the floor. Now they go inside to Perry.
Wow.
Perry bullies her way down low. Now they're going to call a charge instead. Perry created some space. The basket goes down, but it will not count. Offensive foul, the first one of the game to Maeve Perry.
I'll tell you what, she could be a problem if they're able to get the ball down to her. Now Olivia Labus is extremely strong, but that's a huge size advantage that Brebeuf has.
And here's Labus driving in, wild shot. It's going to fall up empty. Brebeuf pushing the tempo. This time, no offensive foul called as McNair brought it up. May have created a little bit of space, but they're going to tag the foul on Koger.
Yeah, Koger, she's kind of like a safety in football. She's just always there. She uses her speed to really pressure that ball.
Getting it in is Brebeuf trying to score for the first time. They swing it around into the corner.
I like the movement. It looks good.
Stepping into a three. Off the mark was Godbout. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll stay with Brebeuf.
Yeah, like I said, they're going to play that Princeton style, four on the perimeter, one down low. You can obviously tell who they want down low, but I like how much movement they have on the perimeter right now.
Godbout gets it back this time. She'll drive in, and that shot also won't go down for her. 2 minutes have gone by. 4-0 early lead for Guerin Catholic. Going right to left, wearing their home white jerseys.
Nice move.
Layup on the right side won't go. Offensive rebound for Labus, and she has 4 of the 6.
She's given up a few inches there down low, but she is just so physically strong. She's on the reverse side. She's going to be a lot for Perry to handle.
Now Dorsey running the point of this full court pressure. Almost gets the steal, but Brebeuf still has it. Still trying to get it over the mid-court line.
I'll tell you what, Koger and Dorsey are just such good defenders.
Trying to get it down low. Perry has it tipped away, but she gets it back. Tries to beat Labus baseline. She does. Draws the foul and gets the bucket to go.
I tell you, that was just such a strong play. This is going to be such an amazing matchup between Labus and Perry to watch all game. And I really hope they can stay out of foul trouble because this is going to be just so much fun.
Perry gets the first 2 on the board for the Braves. She's averaging 7 points, 7 rebounds. And she completes the 3-point play. Terry picks up Koger. And she hands off to Dorsey. Dorsey can't get around Singleton. And a double dribble call, a silly turnover committed by Guerin Catholic.
That's another thing that I think we're going to have to keep an eye on this game is, who can take it. Because it seems a level game. We need to see who's going to take care of that basketball a little bit better.
Singleton brings it across the timeline. Guerin now moves back into their zone defense. Trying to dump it down to Perry. Good idea from McNair. But it'll be a turnover, back-to-back turnovers committed by both teams.
You know what I really liked is how Guerin, they may not have stolen the ball, but they put so much pressure on Brebeuf that they caused the turnover.
Other way for the Golden Eagles, and a foul called down low. Let's see who it's.
That on Gabby, maybe. Yep.
Yeah, Godbout picks up just her first foul, and driving in is Dorsey. She'll be awarded with free throws.
Yeah, on the other end there, I really liked how Guerin Catholic makes the game speed up a little bit. Their defense is just so good, but they do it the right way. They're not going to commit fouls all the time. They're going to go down there and they're going to make you take care of the basketball.
Dorsey can't capitalize on the foul. She misses both free throws. Braves coming the other way. We hit an offensive foul. Looks like a moving screen. Going to be called on Perry, as you saw Klee, I believe, hit the floor. That's what the referee got.
Yeah, that's a bad foul. That puts 2 on Perry really, really early. So Coach Miller's going to have some decisions to make. Does she stick with her, or does she get somebody up off the bench?
Not what Coach Miller was looking for in this first quarter. Perry, who has the 3 points for Brebeuf, now has to take a seat with those 2 fouls. And checking in for her is Ellie Bourne. 3 in the corner from Klee is long. Labus trying to keep it alive, and she throws it off of McNair. And a good save by Labus to keep the possession.
Something we saw last game out of her, too, was she's really good at doing that. She's very aware of her surroundings. She's very aware, that she's going to go get that ball, and if she's stuck, she's really good at doing things like that.
A few substitutions for both teams as Guerin Catholic gets it in. Koger drives in. Now the Eagles send it back out. Koger finds the basketball again. Her 3 is too strong. Long rebound goes out to Terry. Terry will bring it up, swing it over right side. Air ball shot from McNair. And getting the rebound is Loso.
Yeah, that's another thing that Coach Miller said, that it was something that they couldn't really do a lot about, but nice pass.
Dump down pass. First shot doesn't go, but the second shot is going to see a foul called on Ellie Bourne, who had just checked in.
She spoke a lot about the field goal percentage isn't there right now, but they're getting good shots, and that's what makes her stay positive about where her team is right now.
So Labus, with 4 of the 6 for Guerin Catholic, takes her first trip to the free throw line, and the first one will go down for her.
Well, she looks good early, doesn't she? She looks engaged. She was ready to start when that buzzer went off. She could have a big night tonight.
Just a 55% free throw shooter is Labus, but she does go 2 for 2.
She told you where to put that 55%, didn't she?
She sure did. This is not a very good free throw shooting team of the Golden Eagles. Dorsey had missed her first 2. Labus does go 2 for 2, but that'll be something possibly to talk about with Golden Eagles going down the later stretch of the game.
Yeah, look how difficult the Eagles are making everything right now for Brebeuf. It's a great defense.
Zone defense is flying around from the Golden Eagles. 3-point shot doesn't go, but an offensive board for Brebeuf. And the ball goes out of bounds, and Brebeuf comes up empty on that trip.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying watching this Guerin Catholic defense. They're doing a great job of talking together and playing defense together.
Man defense on the other side for Brebeuf. Getting a look at a 3, but deciding to drive in was Koger. Her shot's no good. She tries to get the steal, but she's the last one to touch it out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like Ocean Token hasn't taken her mask off yet. I don't know if she just plays with it on.
She had just checked in, one of the seniors on this Brebeuf team, Timmy Ocean Token. How about that name?
I'm so glad I got it from the coach, because I would have butchered it so bad. There we go.
Good offense from Brebeuf, and the ball gets stuck in between the rim and the backboard.
I'll tell you what, that was always, like, for us, when I played that was pretty bad. Like, you wouldn't hear the end of that one.
Nobody on the floor is going to be able to get that one. They're going to have to use the basketball.
There we go.
So Brebeuf they'll keep the possession after having the possession arrow. On the out-of-bounds zone, they finally get it into the corner to Godbout.
Yeah, right now, offensively, everything is being challenged. So.
Godbout throws it into Ocean Token. Her turnaround jumper's no good. Trying to keep the play alive, and she will, because the possession will stay with the Braves.
Yeah, Godbout made an extremely nice entry pass there to Ocean Token. So, let's see if they get a little bit more urgency on this play.
Throwing it in again is McNair. She gets it into the backcourt. Godbout with the left hand. They swing it over right side. Get it back to McNair at the elbow. The jumper's good, just inside the three-point line.
Yeah, I like that. I like that the movement, the passing, everything looked good there.
Here come the Golden Eagles. Come the other way. Koger draws the attention of McNair. They swing it over to the far side to Dorsey. Koger on the left side of the floor.
So when Guerin Catholic's offense is working, this is what you see. The ball does not hit the ground. A lot of movement, hardly any dribbling at all. You see, just constantly changing possession. It's great to see. It's great to watch.
And now that Brebeuf has switched over to the zone defense, that's what you're going to need to beat it is some good, clean, and quick passes.
Yeah.
Here's Koger. Euro step, gets around Ocean Token, and the runner goes off the right side of the glass.
That was pretty.
Koger gives the Golden Eagles another 5-point lead. Terry brings it across. Hand check foul going to be called against Aaliyah Dorsey. Let's watch this last layup here from Koger.
Yeah, see it. That was a great. You can't really see it from this angle, but she really switched side to side. The angle that she was attacking the basket at, and Ocean Token really couldn't move. She would have got called for a foul.
Here's Ocean Token. She gets it down low on the block and meeting her on the spin and forcing the jump ball is Loso.
And you know what? That is, if you bring the ball down against this Guerin Catholic team, that is what's going to happen almost every time because their hands are constantly going. They're just a great team when it comes to, if you show them the ball, they're going to attack it.
Good help side defense from Catherine Loso, a junior who actually leads the team in steals. Dorsey has it on the far side. They get it high post to Loso. Ball's batted away from the hands of Dorsey, and Terry is the one to pick it up and swing it down low, driving in and drawing a foul, it looks like, going to be called against Loso.
Well, the good thing is, they're getting a lot of fouls, but honestly, I don't know that anybody has two. It doesn't look like it, so.
Braves finally get it in under a minute to play in this opening quarter. Ocean Token inside the lane. Has enough space to put up a shot. It's no good. Offensive rebound. Putback's no good. And finally coming away with it are the Golden Eagles after the miss from Bourne. Let's see what Guerin Catholic does here with 30 seconds left to play, and they lose the handle on it. Not a turnover that you want to commit.
Yeah, those are the ones that drive coaches crazy. The silly ones that when you're not focused, those are the kind of things that happen. You try to think 4 or 5 steps ahead, and you forget to take care of the one simple thing right in front of your face.
Brebeuf now with 25 seconds. Just trying to cut into this deficit. They get it to Ocean Token at the free throw line. Terry right side. Here's a three-pointer. That's going to miss everything from Miller. Elena Miller, a junior who just checked in. 10 seconds left as Brebeuf still has it. Top of the key with Miller, and she traveled with it.
Yeah, Elena just came in the game, but I did like her footwork, and she was very confident in everything she did. Hopefully she can find her shot here soon, but she looks really quick, and she's very precise in her running of the offense. So, hopefully something good can come from that, pretty soon.
Coach Caranta has 8 seconds left for Guerin Catholic to make something happen in this opening quarter. And looks like we lost a little bit of the feed there, but that's all right. First quarter still 3.4 left now. Brebeuf, they'll have a chance at one last second shot.
According to the PA announcer, it sounded like a 5-second call, so good, good defense from Brebeuf.
And Brebeuf is not going to be able to get a shot off as the half-court heave from Miller is going to fall short. It wouldn't have counted anyway. Guerin Catholic opens up this first quarter of this boys-girls doubleheader night with a 10-5 lead over Brebeuf. We'll be back with second quarter action on Indiana SRN. Back at Guerin Catholic High School on Indiana SRN. Thanks so much for tuning in. The Golden Eagles up 10-5 after 1. And Brebeuf will begin the second quarter with the basketball moving left to right. Still in this zone defense are the Golden Eagles, and it's been effective, only giving up 5 points in that opening quarter.
Yeah, that Golden Eagles defense is the last thing that you need to worry about right now. They are just making, I mean, even that, okay, it wasn't something that they stole, but they're making the game move so fast for Brebeuf that you're going to get silly little things like that.
Allison Caffrey got the pass, and looks like the back of her foot touching the end line out of bounds. So another turnover from Brebeuf. Guerin Catholic on the other side, trying to turn it into points. Koger in the corner, hands off. 3 in the corner from the lefty is no good. That was Mia Thompson, who's seen her first action. And Guerin Catholic able to keep the basketball.
Clee's doing a great job on the board so far tonight. So hopefully she can keep it up for Guerin Catholic.
Great cut and a great find from Labus. And drawing the foul was Katie Koger. You could see Labus, when she got that basketball in the elbow, she was waiting for one of her teammates to make that cut back door.
Yeah, the thing about all their offense is, especially when you're going against a zone, is get it inside to that to where you can facilitate it at the free throw line. You have all your teammates running around, and Labus is just such a great passer. That's where they're at their best. And the shot that usually comes is from the baseline.
Koger empty on the first one. Second one, however, will go down for her to extend the lead to 6. Koger now in the top of this zone defense from the Golden Eagles.
Their hands are just so active. From a coach's standpoint, you just have to be so happy.
Brebeuf swinging it around, trying to find a good enough look. Here's Perry, who just checked in with her 2 fouls, although she gets called for traveling.
Yeah, you know how I feel about that. We'll see that 500 times in the boys' game.
Another turnover committed by Brebeuf. And you can almost count on 2 hands how many turnovers have been committed by both teams now, as we get a traveling called on Delaney Klee. And a timeout looks like it's going to be called by head coach Aaron Miller of Brebeuf. She wants to talk things over with her team with this 30-second timeout. Only 5 points scored after just a little over 9 minutes of play.
Yeah, they've got to find something more consistent. Guerin Catholic is making it difficult on them. I see that, but you can't just throw your hands up and say, well, they're doing really good. What they should try to do, what they haven't really done yet, and now that Perry's back in the game, hopefully they can do this. Get the ball to Perry, and then let your cutters cut. Get it to her on the high post, around the elbow free throw line, something like that, and then let your guards go down. See if you can't get an open backdoor layup, because right now your shots aren't falling, and a lot of that is thanks to Guerin's defense. But like I said, set your picks, everything like that. So hopefully they can find a way to generate some points here pretty soon.
Perry, one of the leading scorers for this Braves team. She had 3 of the 5 in that first quarter. And so now hopefully Coach Miller can see Perry finish out this first half and not continue to be in foul trouble, as she does have 2. A third one would be crucial. Brebeuf keeping it alive on the offensive end. Perry has it, top of the key. Right side to Miller. This Guerin Catholic defense able to kind of extend Brebeuf out well beyond the three-point line, and it kind of gets them out of anything they might want to try to do, as Miller tries to go behind the back and Koger pokes it away. Guerin Catholic, they don't have the numbers, so they'll bring it back out. Right side, nice shot fake, a drive. It won't go for Hallie Bueller. Her first minutes of this ball game.
Yeah, Perry did a good job of just keeping her hands up and making it a difficult shot.
Perry right now beyond the three-point line.
But you're right. I mean, everything that they're doing right now is about 5 to 7 feet further out from the basket than what they want to be doing. So, you want to get Perry the ball up top, but you don't want her being 3 feet behind the free throw line. That poses no threat. So, try to feed her the ball, a little bit further or closer to the basket, and, hopefully they should be able to.
5-second call as Brebeuf can't get it back in bounds.
Wow.
Good defense again by Guerin Catholic. Catherine Loso, she's just checked back in as Mia Thompson is taking a seat. Both teams in the zone defense.
I will say, though, that Brebeuf is doing a good job.
The last touch by. No, what are they going? Oh yeah,
that makes
referee
sense.
pointed at Godbout, but pointed the wrong way. So the ball will stay with Guerin Catholic.
So if you watch the Brebeuf defense, they're letting the ball be moved around in the perimeter, and they're saying, if you want to take those long threes, go ahead. If you want to take those long jumpers, that's fine. We're not going to give up the layups. We're going to pack the box, and we're not going to make it easy down low.
Koger, she'll take it down low. The runner's good for her. Perfectly placed off the glass.
And then they make it easy for her.
Katie Koger now with 5 points. Her and Labus with most of the damage. Labus has 6. And again, Koger is giving fits up top to whoever has it for Brebeuf in that area, and it forces a bad shot in the short corner.
Yeah, I like the way you put that. It was a forced shot. Did they get the right way?
The ball was going out of bounds, and it looked like it was Bueller trying to keep it alive. Maybe it went out of bounds before she touched it, so Golden Eagles will still have it.
Now you see Brebeuf extend their defense a little bit.
And they might be thinking, if it's working on Guerin Catholic's side, maybe we can try to make it work as well. Dorsey nearly loses it, tries to get it over to Klee, but Klee can't corral it in before it heads out of bounds.
Yeah, Kaylee Singleton, who I think just checked in not that long ago, did a great job of on-the-ball defense, making it a little bit more difficult there for Guerin.
Brebeuf with just 5 points as we're getting closer to the halfway mark of this second quarter. Perry, turnaround jumper is good off the backboard.
See, you need her free throw line down for that, and hopefully they can, repeat that recipe throughout the game.
Maeve Perry, a sophomore center, now with 5 points, and Klee gets tripped up going to the basket.
This should be Godbout's second now.
Looks like they're going to call it on Aaron Terry. Yeah. So that'll be just the second on Terry, but it is now 6 fouls against Brebeuf, so the next one will put Guerin Catholic in the bonus. Labus finds the cutting Koger, and Koger again with that cut towards the basket, finds the basketball and puts it through the hoop.
Yeah, she's done a great job of, maneuvering through that lane and getting easy layups.
Largest lead of the ball game now, 8 points. Guerin Catholic's defense preventing any good looks, contesting every shot and forcing turnovers. They almost force one there, but they get it down low to Perry, who kicks out. Short corner jumper is off the top of the backboard. And again, the Guerin defense standing strong.
Yeah, that's really too bad. That's a great shot.
Good pass from Labus, too. The shot won't go for Loso.
Yeah, it's really too bad for Brebeuf because they're getting good looks, they're getting good shots, but you can just tell it's out of their range.
Here's a steal from Koger. She has Dorsey trailing with her. She'll take it herself, and the right-handed layup is good. And quickly, Coach Miller has to call another timeout as the lead has reached double digits.
Yeah, it's the Katie Koger show here the last couple minutes, so she's done a great job of extending this lead.
Koger now with 7 points this quarter, 9 points total, with a leading all scorers. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more second quarter action. Actually, let's check out this replay real quick. Gets it into Labus, and here's a nice cutting Koger. The runner goes down for her.
Yeah, again, Katie's just having a whale of a game, and especially a second quarter, as she's got 7 points here in just the second quarter alone. Again, like it's something that she's been able to just cut in there.
So Brebeuf trying to get an answer. Now they see some more pressure applied in the backcourt from Guerin Catholic.
You know, somebody that hasn't really had the ball in her hands a ton for Brebeuf that could probably make a difference. We may want to look at this going forward, but Gabby Godbout, Coach Miller was really high on her shooting ability, so you know maybe they can draw up a couple plays for her to maybe get a perimeter shot or two to get Brebeuf going.
Traveling called on one end, and it's called on this end as well. So Brebeuf gets it back. They're still trying to find points any way they can. But at this mark, they have more turnovers than points.
You know, the one thing that this offense seems that they really could, great entry pass.
Good pass. Ocean Token with a great pass, and she converts.
The one thing that they could really use, they have a lot of movement, a lot of cutting, but they don't have a lot of picks. So it's really easy for Guerin to follow them around.
Entry pass isn't there. Koger with another backdoor cut, and the pass from Dorsey gets batted around and a jump ball called.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to stay with Guerin, but that was a... I really like the effort on both of them. I mean, they're competing. Both of these teams are doing a great job of the, with their compete level and all the those things that coaches love to have on their hustle boards, right?
Koger gets the basketball again. That shot won't go over the left shoulder. A foul called, as it looks like Loso came away with the offensive rebound, and now I believe she'll be in the 1-and-1.
Yeah, it looks like Joanna McNair got called for the foul. It's her first one. So let's see if Loso can knock down a couple free throws.
Loso's first is up, and it's not going to get the friendly bounce. Coming the other way is Singleton. She backs it up now. Brebeuf trying to get in that double-digit mark. Koger with a good hand. She bats it out of bounds. Hey, we have a Super Saturday schedule for you tomorrow. Girls varsity, Heritage Christian faces off against Covenant Christian. That's a 2:30 start. And then boys varsity, Oldenburg Academy going up against Greenwood Christian Academy, also a 2:30 p.m. start. Shot from Terry doesn't go, and ball's now batted out of bounds, but it'll stay with Brebeuf. The other games, the City Alliance semifinals, starting at 6 p.m., the number 1 seed Cathedral Irish with an 11-1 record face off against the 5 seed, the Tinley Tigers, and then at 7:30, number 2 Crispus Attucks, 13-2, their record going up against a 12-1 Covenant Christian team. Should be a great couple of games in that City Alliance tournament. And then also girls varsity, boys varsity, getting things started at 2:30. You can watch all those games thanks to us at Indiana SRN, so make sure you tune in tomorrow.
Yeah, that's going to be so much good basketball tomorrow.
Down low, Perry can't handle the pass. She loses it, and she was the last one to touch it.
I will say, though, I really like what Brebeuf just did there. They got the ball. Ocean Token was camped out at the free throw line. They got the ball into her, and then from there, they really put Guerin in a situation where they didn't, they had to give something up. So if they could get back to that, they might find some more success.
Mia Thompson has it in the corner. She's checked back in for the Golden Eagles. Koger controlling the right side. She's flailing as she's going up to the basket, and she's able to draw the foul. So now she'll have a couple of free throws.
Yeah, she is so good at just getting to the basket with so much speed. And usually, if she gets there, you're behind and usually going to give up a foul there.
Koger's free throw, the first one is good, and she'll have another. Hey, make sure you check out our YouTube channel. You may be watching this game right now on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, and you can watch more than 700 archived games. Hit that red subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell to get pregame notifications so you'll never miss a game again on Indiana SRN.
Yeah, that's how my kids are watching right now on YouTube. And I want to give a huge shout out to Cade, my special needs son. He's got Down syndrome. He's turning 6 today.
How about that? Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Cade.
Here on the other end, Aaron Terry has 2 free throws after drawing the foul on that shot. Katie Koger picks up that one, and I believe that's number 2. Terry cannot convert the first free throw, however.
Yeah, I think Terry, and if they can get Bout going, it would really go a long way to get this offense started, because, I mean, those are really the people that Coach Miller calls on to get points off for this Brebeuf team.
Terry can't come up with any points as she goes 0 for 2. 40 seconds to play in this opening half. For Guerin Catholic, they'll run a set. Looks like they'll try to take all this time off and get the final shot. Thompson swings it over to Koger. Koger beats her girl baseline on the left side, goes up with the right hand, and Katie Koger now in double digits.
She has just had an absolute amazing period this second quarter.
Golden Eagles now trying to keep Brebeuf under that double-digit mark, and they force a turnover here with 9.1 left to go. Golden Eagles with Koger. 5 seconds to go. Right wing now driving baseline. Dump down to Dorsey. A good attempt. Shot won't go. And the Golden Eagles will not be able to get off another one before that buzzer. But a struggle for both teams in a way. Guerin Catholic, however, their defense standing real strong. And they have a 29 lead as we head to the locker room. Both teams head to the locker room. And now we hit halftime. We'll be back with second half action on Indiana SRN. We thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
When you hit that water, you're going to want to look for weeds, sunken structures, down trees, stuff like that. And let that breeze tell you where you want to go. Windy days like this, those bait fish will come swimming closer to shore. They'll bring the big boys with them, those bass and those pike. Now, they like cooler temperatures, so you ain't likely to have much luck.
You're good at giving fishing advice. We're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
This is what made me. This is what made me who I am.
Indianapolis Colts select Darius Leonard.
Let's go! The defensive rookie of the year is Darius Leonard. I did everything in my ability to make my dreams come true.
We are at halftime of the 2020 IHSAA semi-state football round. Today we are joined by Assistant Commissioner Robert Falins. Robert, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
So this has been just a an unusual year, to say the least.
To say the least.
Obviously, we had a global pandemic, and just kind of give us a recap of the football season and kind of how it's gone thus far.
Sure. It much like everything else since March, we've had to take our precautions. We had to plan very, very well, and we had to have buy-in from our communities, and we had to have the coaches and the players and the fans understand what it was going to take for us to have a season. And the fact that we're here today is evident of the fact that they bought in. The precautions of wearing the mask, the precautions of practicing in pods, the precautions of keeping their hand sanitizing and social distancing. All those have worked, and we're here today because of the efforts of all the folks involved and want us to have high school football in the state of Indiana.
So studies have shown that extracurricular activities is just such an important part of the growth, and it's part of the curriculum of being a student anymore. Talk a little bit about that.
We've learned a very big lesson. We participated in a study from the University of Wisconsin that showed how important extracurricular activities are to high school students. And it could be band, it could be drama, it could be theater, music, athletics, certainly is what we're dealing with. Kids need that socialization. They need the structure from adults. This is an opportunity for them to learn lessons that they normally can't get in the classroom setting. Not that algebra and biology and chemistry aren't important, they are. But there are other life lessons that can be learned on the playing field. And that's part of the reason that we're doing what we're doing. It's part of the reason that the coaches work so hard and parents allow their kids to play sports. It's for those extra lessons that they get in the educational setting. And we're pretty proud of what we've done. And again, being here today is evidence of the fact that we've had some success.
So now we're at the end of our fall season. We've had 7 fall state championships, which is incredible to think about in the kind of year that we've had.
Absolutely.
But talk a little bit about, there's been restrictions at every venue. Yes. That's no different this next weekend at Lucas Oil Stadium.
And it's further complicated by the fact that we're going to be inside. And once you go inside, those restrictions are really ramped up. As an example, every person attending next week will have to have their temperature checked. They're going to have to be asked questions about some symptoms that they've been have or have not had before they even admit it to the ticket window to give their ticket to get into the game. Same thing's going to be for the athletes getting off the bus. They're going to take the temperature. They're going to have signed a form that says that they're not been exhibiting signs or symptoms of disease. And then once we get in the venue, we're going to have to practice social distancing. We're going to have to wear a mask unless we're having concessions food. It's more precautions for us to provide for the health, safety, and well-being of our athletes. Now, it's going to look a little different. They're going to be pretty much spaced out, and if you've seen the Colts play at Lucas Oil, we'll look a lot like that. We won't be allowing bands for reasons that go along with the social distancing piece of it. We're going to limit the number of people on the field, and so we're going to do our very best to make sure that this state finals goes off without a hitch, given the parameters and the requirements of social distancing and the corona guidelines. But we're very, very pleased and excited to have 6 state championships next weekend on Friday and Saturday, and we're certainly looking forward to having everybody come in and have a great time.
And it all goes back to that. It's just incredible that we're even in the position to hold these 6 state championships next weekend. Assistant Commissioner Robert Falins, thank you so much for joining us today, and we're going to send it back to you guys in the booth.
Colts fans, score big for your Indiana high school and enter helmets at colts.com/UHC. Helmets is a program designed to improve the health and safety of young athletes. Nominate your Indiana high school and you could be one of 16 weekly winners randomly selected to win a helmets prize pack, and your high school could become a finalist to win new premium helmets valued at $25,000. Suit up, play safe, have fun. Visit colts.com/UHC to enter helmets now.
13,000 feet has a way of testing a man's soul. After all, we were never meant to take on such an endeavor. That long drop is what separates human from superhuman. And here we are, right here, right now.
You're good at motivation, we're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest, Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks hauling junk and moving.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Coming back from Guerin Catholic High School live on Indiana SRN. Thanks so much for tuning in. Jarrett Lewis here alongside me, Doc Stratton. And as we see the Golden Eagles with a 20-9 first half lead. Second half is just closing in as we get a good look at the Brebeuf boys team, that they will be in action after this girls game. So we have a girls-boys doubleheader. Circle City Conference play between the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves and the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles. That first half, Doc, the defense from Guerin Catholic is extraordinary, only giving up 9 points. Maeve Perry has been kind of a bright spot for Brebeuf when she's getting the basketball down low. She has that ability to score. She might have the advantage, height-wise. I think, Brebeuf might try to go to her, but that defense, the zone and how extended they are in Guerin Catholic has really been giving fits to Brebeuf.
Yeah, I tell you, you're right. Maeve Perry is the good thing for her. She's got half their points. The bad thing for her, for Brebeuf, is it's only 5. So they really have to find something more consistent to get back into this game. The good thing is they've got kids that can do it. I think Gabby Gabout can probably shoot them into it a little bit more, and look for Aaron Terry maybe to get to the basket, but. I really would like to see them set a few more screens for each other. On the other end with Guerin, can anybody stop Katie Koger? And usually it's her defense that, we're raving about that is really good at getting transition buckets started. But right now, she's doing all of her damage in the half-court game, and she's just able to get by her defender and slash into the lane. So, she's got 12 of the 20 points, so it's really 2 girls going at it, and we kind of thought it was going to be Labus and Perry, but, Labus has actually been doing a good job of getting Koger the ball. So we'll see what happens here in the second half.
Koger, who averages 9 coming into this one, already with 12 after 16 minutes of play. Second half starting now. Brebeuf, this time going right to left. They start with the basketball. This time, man defense from the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, I like how they started out right away going to Godbout's side.
Inside, they now get it back out to Godbout. Drives left, hands off to McNair. She's cut off by Koger. They get it down low to Perry. She was calling for it. That shot well over the rim. And the first possession for Brebeuf comes up empty.
Yeah, that was a great job getting the ball into Perry, but Perry, committed that cardinal sin of bringing the ball down. I think she keeps it up. She's got a bucket there.
Driving in and getting her first bucket is Delaney Klee.
Yeah, that was a great ball fake and getting her defender up in the air.
On the other side, the Braves, Terry had it, and she got grabbed. Picking up the foul is going to be Loso. That's number 2 on her.
Yeah, I don't see anybody with more than 2 fouls. So right now everybody seems to be good on both squads as far as foul trouble.
Godbout gets picked up by Loso. Now it's swung around. Free throw line jumper is good. That goes down for Johanna McNair. Brebeuf finally able to get it over that double-digit mark in this third quarter. Short corner shot. Too strong from Loso. And the rebound goes to Perry.
Let's see if they can use their momentum coming out of halftime here.
McNair looking at Perry.
What a great battle down low that is.
Godbout made a cut away from the basketball. Miscommunication there from the Braves will result in an over and back.
Yeah, I think Godbout thought that, the same thing I thought, which was they were going to dump it down to Perry there. But there was a really good battle going on between Perry and Labus down low that I want to keep an eye on going forward.
Labus is the one who has it. She swings it over to Koger, driving baseline, tries to go underneath the basket. Layup just fell short, but she got a lot of contact.
Honestly, if they do anything else this game, it's silly because Koger is absolutely taking this over. She's saying, I'm either going to score or you're going to foul me. She's doing an amazing job of putting pressure on this defense of the Brebeuf.
Koger puts down her third free throw. She's 3 of 5 right now from the charity stripe. The 6th one upcoming. And that one's good as well. Now 14 points for Koger to lead all scores. Full court pressure. Koger's there. Ball gets batted away. Almost a steal for Katie Koger, but a foul, I believe, is going to go on Dorsey.
Did they say? 5? Okay.
So Aliyah Dorsey picks up her second. A couple of girls now with 2 for Guerin Catholic. But still, I'm sure Coach Carranza is going to keep those girls out there on the floor. Perry extends out beyond the three-point line. Here's Terry in the short corner. Good ball movement by Brebeuf. Doesn't fall the first time, but a second chance for Singleton, and she's able to draw the foul.
Singleton's been doing a really good job of doing all the little things that lead to really good opportunities, offensively and defensively. So I think she's using her length, and she's got a little bit of speed, too. So hopefully she can hit a couple free throws and make this a game.
Singleton's first free throw does go down. Brebeuf right now, after that miss, and ripping it away was Loso from Perry. After that miss, they are now just 2 of 5 from the free throw stripe. Ball goes out of bounds, but it will stay with the Golden Eagles. The typical starting 5 in for Guerin Catholic: Koger, Dorsey, Klee, Loso, and Labus. As they now run the offense going left to right. Koger in front of her own bench. Dorsey tries to beat Singleton, has to bring it back out. Koger dumps it down. Shot up for Loso, doesn't go, but the foul will be called. And if that's on Perry, which it is, that is number 3.
Yeah, that's not good.
Actually, they're going to give the foul to...
There's no 44.
Perry was not the one to pick it up, but...
I'm not quite sure who 44 is. Oh, well,
shot goes in for Loso on the first one. Already the 4th free throw attempt from Guerin Catholic in this quarter, and Loso now with 4 points. Back to a 14-point advantage. Godbout, down low to Perry, out of her reach, and a quick turnover committed from the Braves.
I tell you what, I really like how Guerin, and it's kind of hard too because if you're Guerin, your defense is working, and it's silly to change it up because you're causing so many turnovers, but the fact that they do change it up, I think, causes more turnovers throughout the game. So it's got to be hard to switch it up.
Koger driving kick with Dorsey. Her shot doesn't go after a couple of bounces and out to the hands of Terry.
But just the fact that they do switch it up, I think pays long-term dividends for Guerin Catholic.
Terry now on top of the Eagles logo. Drives right side. Gets it down low to Perry. Good defense there. Labus read it the entire way and gets the steal. Tries to poke it away is Perry. That's not a smart foul committed by her.
No, not at all. That's pretty silly. That may be... Okay, the PA dresser has her down for 3, so we'll just go with that.
So Perry is going to have to take a seat as Ella Bourne checks back in. Perry with 5 of the 12 for Brebeuf. She's been pretty key focal point in their offense. And right there, picking up a foul that she knows she could have steered away from.
Yeah. I mean, it's extremely frustrating when you are the one that turns the ball over. So I get it, but at the same time, you just got to be smart.
Koger, nice pass to Klee in the corner who wasn't ready for it, and now she has it batted away, but she gets it back. Now dumps it down. Turnaround jumper won't go for Loso. Ball's out of bounds. Last touched by Ella Bourne.
Tell you what, Klee does a lot of little things that you don't really notice, but she's a solid ball player. I really liked her entry pass right there, and there was another good pick by her as well.
That pick set up Labus to get open, but his shot doesn't go. And Brebeuf now will have a try on the offensive end. Klee now taking a seat, as will Singleton for Brebeuf as Ocean Token checks back in. Aaron Terry, a junior guard, running the point for Brebeuf. Guarded by Dorsey at the volleyball line. Godbout met by Loso. Driving in. Nice dump down pass. Bourne has her shot deflected by Loso, who's now trying to rip it away from Godbout, which she does, and she hands off to Koger. Koger, full speed ahead, coast to coast, right side, draws the foul. She'll go to the free throw line yet again.
I really, really like how aggressive Koger has been ever since the second quarter, started. She just flipped a switch and she said, you know what? I realize nobody on this team can stop me.
Free throw attempts 7 and 8 coming up for Koger, and she makes number 7. Taking a seat for Guerin Catholic was Aaliyah Dorsey, as Koger's second free throw is up and also good. She's made her last 4, and she's now 6 of 8. 28-12 the score. A little over halfway through this third quarter. Brebeuf trying to find some sort of rhythm, some sort of momentum offensively.
You could hear Coach Miller yelling out pick, pick, pick before her kids said it. So hopefully that was a point of emphasis that they were just talked about on the bench here recently.
Down low turnaround shot won't go off the rim. So it came from Ella Bourne. On the other side, Golden Eagles driving into Loso. She loses the handle of it, and she was the last to touch it as it goes out of bounds. Elena Miller has checked in, a junior guard for Brebeuf, and she will replace McNair.
Yeah, Elena Miller brings a little bit more quickness than McNair, but it's like right there. I love her first step, and she's always got active hands.
Miller taking a screen from Bourne. Now here's Terry, who gets it back to Bourne.
There we go.
Quick ball movement from Brebeuf. Godbout decides to slow it down. Drive from Miller. Well, beyond the rim, a little runner from her is able to draw a foul, I believe, going against maybe Labus. Actually, they're going to give that foul to Mia Thompson. First free throw goes down for Miller.
Yeah, Miller, I mean, she's definitely not shy. You can tell her game is very confident. She's not afraid to do anything out there.
Miller's second free throw is up, this time just off the mark.
Here we go.
How about that? Katie Koger, in a blink of an eye, has another 2 points.
I mean, you could tell before she crossed the half-court line what she was going to do, and they're just, you can't stop her.
3-point shot, no good from Brebeuf, and now they're down 17 with the potential of this lead growing for the Golden Eagles. Here's Koger in the corner. Spin move on Terry, gets into the lane, kicks over to Loso. Back outside, driving in, pulling up just inside the free throw line. Shot won't go, but offensive rebound keeps it alive until a travel called on Catherine Loso.
Well, I got to tell you, it's been an absolute pleasure to watch Katie Koger play tonight. She's in that zone, right? Like it feels so good when you're that ball player, and it's just, you realize that nobody can stop you. It's got to be a great feeling for Koger out there tonight.
Far side, Terry has it. Gets a screen from Ocean Token, who now has the basketball, kicks it outside to Miller. They swing it around. Nice ball movement here. Good deflection, although, from Guerin Catholic, and they're going to come away with a steal. Haley Bueller getting her hands on it. Koger pushes it up the floor. Now Bueller gets it back outside. Under a minute to go in the third. Koger, spin move. That shot won't go this time, but an offensive rebound putback is going to draw a foul. Catherine Loso getting the board, something she's so good at. She averages 7 points and 7 rebounds.
Yeah, and you know what? To me, that is, if you're going to attack a basket, you're going to put pressure on the defense, put pressure on the officials to make a call. Even if you miss, something like this happens because Brebeuf is chasing. I just absolutely love what Koger's doing.
Loso has one free throw left. I want to take this time to let you know the Hoosier Basketball Magazine is in its 51st year of publication. Make sure you check out this year's magazine covering the whole state of Indiana and the teams we know and love. Also, follow Hoosier Basketball Magazine on Twitter at HBB Magazine, the Hoosier Basketball Magazine. Loso converts the second free throw, and another quick turnover committed by the Braves.
Coach Cortana, I mean, he's got to be so happy with his defense. I mean, it's been a team effort, and wow.
Don't know how that layup doesn't go down for Koger. With 30 seconds left, let's see what Brebeuf does here. Ocean Token has it in the lane, gets a bump from Labus, but stays on her feet. Shot fake from Terry, and she steps into that two-pointer, and Terry gets her first points of this ball game.
You know what? That was really what I was hoping to see out of her.
Good play here by Ocean Token. She gets the steal, gets it into the lane. Labus with a nice recovery to cut her off. And as, let's see, Bueller was making a cut, and she almost comes away with the steal. The foul will, however, go on Katie Koger.
That's pretty much the only way Brebeuf's going to be able to get her stopped, as if she fouls out right now, because she's just she's everywhere. Look at that.
She's everywhere here, and she gets a steal. Crosses the midcourt line with 3. Rises up for a three-pointer just before the time expires. May have gotten a little bit of contact, but nonetheless, another impressive quarter from Katie Koger. She now has 18 points to lead all scorers, and she has helped her Guerin Catholic team take an even bigger lead. 16 points now for the Golden Eagles. They're up 31-15. One more quarter to play. You're watching girls basketball powered by Indiana SRN.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
Back live at Guerin Catholic High School. Jarrett Lewis with you alongside Doc Stratton. Guerin Catholic still in control, up 31-15 as we head to the fourth and final quarter. Hey, make sure you follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. We'd like to hear from you during the game, and we have another game for you after this one as Brebeuf gets a steal out of the inbounds, and Aaron Terry makes him pay.
Well, that's an interesting way to start a quarter.
In the corner, three-pointer goes down for Guerin Catholic.
Tell you what, this is a fast starting quarter here.
Backed up to a 17-point lead now. Three-pointer went down for Megan Cobb, and on the floor is a tie-up. Let's check out this three. A good first possession in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was a great setup by Bueller. You know, she picked her head up and saw a wide-open Cobb there in the corner.
Cobb, her first touch in this game, getting the basketball, able to knock down that three in the corner as another foul is called on the Golden Eagles. This one going against Megan Cobb.
Well, I think what you're seeing here from Coach Cortana is let's try to get some of the other girls in the game.
Godbout, her first points of the entire ball game, and it's the second made three-pointer in this game after Cobb makes that one. First made three for Brebeuf. Back to a 14-point deficit as Godbout gets involved.
Yeah, I mean, and that was something that I know that Coach Miller wanted to happen early on, to get her involved, and that she is a really good shooter. She's coming off an injury on her shooting elbow, actually. But she's fighting through it. But you can tell all game she's been kind of passive, but right there she stepped right into it and it looked good.
Guerin able to hold Godbout in check for the most part. She's shooting 57% from three, and she has the ball right here as they cross the timeline. They swing it over left side. Driving in. McNair's shot is good off the glass. A little bit of a run here. Some momentum now for Brebeuf. Piece by piece, trying to chunk away at this deficit.
I mean, can you imagine where Brebeuf or where Guerin would be right now if they didn't sink that three-pointer early on?
Here's another three. This one no good from Loso, and Cobb's trying to keep it alive. She fails to do so.
Looked like she was trying to knock it off the referee there.
And now checking back in is one of the starters, Delaney Klee, for the Eagles, and Cobb.
Yeah, it looks like a couple starters for Guerin Catholic came back in. I think this is getting a little, Coach Cortana wants to say, this game isn't over yet. Let's finish it out.
As Klee checks in, we see a little bit of pressure applied from the Golden Eagles. Brebeuf now able to brig it, and they are in the half court. They've scored their last two possessions. Here's Godbout again, this time near side, left that three-pointer short. Loso gets the rebound.
That one goes down. It's pretty interesting.
Full speed ahead, Koger. Nobody steps in front of her as she goes coast to coast. Give 20 points to the junior guard.
I'll tell you what, she's just having a game.
She's everywhere as she almost picks up that steal. Ball goes out of bounds. The Braves, though, will keep possession.
Whoa. Okay.
McNair's running away from the basketball, but we see Terry comes back into the picture. Now McNair has it. Has it stolen away by Koger. Koger has a fast break. Kicks it outside. Now Klee on the far side. Boy, if Koger has her head up, she's going to be able to dump that down and get the fast break assist.
Yep, absolutely.
Klee's shot is wild and off the mark.
Not the closeout that Coach Cortana wanted to see out of his team, but I'll say this: Katie Koger to the rescue. It's because if you take away all the times that she drove to the basket, this is a close ball game. So it's Coach Cortana's got to find something else, going forward, big picture wise.
Foul away from the basketball. Looks like it's going to go against Labus.
Yep.
She's not in foul trouble. Nobody really in foul trouble for either team. And now after that foul, we see a timeout called by Coach Caranta of Guerin Catholic. It's a full timeout, so we'll take one with them. Fourth quarter action coming your way after this quick break on Indiana SRN.
You got a broken door, trapped car, you can't buy time.
We take it very seriously and take pride in being responsive.
We have all of Central Indiana covered from Martinsville,
Avon, up to Anderson,
to Cicero.
There's always somebody in your area. It's important that we're able to get there, same day, because people's time is valuable.
On our trucks, we carry just about everything we need to fix a garage door right then and there.
Sunshine, rain, or snow, we're good to go.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Welcome back to Guerin Catholic High School. Jarrett Lewis with you alongside Doc Stratton on Indiana SRN. At the line is Maeve Perry, and she gets a lucky bounce on her first of the 1-and-1.
Lucky? She planned that. Come on now. Give her a little bit more credit.
She meant to do that, right?
She did.
Perry had one made free throw back in the first quarter, and now she is 3 of 3 from the line. And we get another timeout. Looks like it's a full one, this time called by Coach Miller of Brebeuf. We'll take another break as well. Back in a moment on Indiana SRN.
More fixing, more finding, more being original. Unique like this, trendy like that. More designing this, arranging that. More saving, and then more making it happen. More of your space looking like this, and more of you feeling like that. More excitement, more savings, more furniture, more rugs, more flooring. More affordable luxury from RG Decor.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back out of that timeout from Brebeuf, and now probably see the Braves with some full court pressure. Coach Miller going over that in the huddle, as that you do. Singleton guarding the ball, and now she'll look to trap Dorsey. Nice pass from Dorsey over to Loso. Guerin Catholic able to break that full court press. Now the Golden Eagles will bring it back out. Klee has it in the corner, thought about a three. Now she gets good help side defense, which forces a travel.
That's too bad because Klee, I don't know what her range is. She knows it better than I do, obviously, but she had a couple looks that she could have taken. I know they're trying to eat up some clock, too. And she's a super smart basketball player. I really love her basketball IQ. It's just too bad she got called for a travel there.
Same thing defensively from Guerin Catholic. Dorsey at the top of this pressure. Brebeuf, they get it over the midcourt line. Terry loses the handle, but it was deflected out. Klee doesn't think she touched it.
Yeah, if you saw Terry's face, she knew she got away with the one. But okay, so remember, if you were listening at the beginning of the game, remember Coach Miller has these in-game goals that are very important to her players. So I know you may be watching this saying, okay, it's a 12-point game. Why so many timeouts? Why are they, pressing still, 5 minutes left? The game might be out of hand. They were down by over 20 last game, but they still have those in-game goals that they're really that means a lot to this team to reach those.
McNair able to come over and cause the jump ball with her and Koger. Possession arrow over to the Braves. Good stop there, and now a chance to get it down to a 10-point deficit. McNair and Terry, they finally get it over to Perry. A lot of rhyming there.
Yeah.
Godbout, she has it. Here's a cut from McNair, and Godbout saw it happen, but too many steps from her, and another turnover.
I'll tell you, every time Brebeuf puts himself in a position to maybe crack a little bit of, and have a little bit of glimmer of hope, it's just, something seems to sideline that.
Offense for defense substitutions from Brebeuf. Guerin Catholic now able to get it over on their side of the floor. Koger will bring it back out.
Look at that. I really like this lineup.
It's going to be over and back. It was off of Dorsey's shin, I believe, and good defense applied there from Allison Caffrey.
Yeah, I really like what Miller's doing right here. She's, the offense for defense subs, because, when Caffrey and Singleton come in, the speed just really picks up. So we'll see. Maybe they can.
Two over and back calls called within about 10 seconds of each other.
Yeah.
So now back to Guerin Catholic. Coach Miller doesn't do any more offense-defense substitutions this time, as Perry stays in. Bad pass from Koger, and now Brebeuf gets it right back.
It did cost some time, but Ocean Token did her job. She turned it over just a minute ago, and now she got it back. So good job, good for her.
And here she is with the basketball far side. McNair hands off to Terry. McNair has it again. Finds some space, rises up. Good shot from her, and it's now a 10-point lead for Guerin Catholic. Brebeuf not going away easily. Into the corner to Labus.
I hate to state the obvious here, but why they went away from Koger just absolutely, going around everybody to the basket, I don't understand.
Good attempt on the drive from Labus, although she won't be able to convert. Possession arrow does keep the ball with Guerin Catholic. 2:38 left to go. Guerin up 10.
Nice.
Labus mishandled the basketball, hands off to Koger. Klee almost has it ripped away by Terry. Koger able to beat Terry on the dribble and draw the foul, as the help side defense was late getting there. And it's been late getting there the whole game for Brebeuf. Whenever it's Katie Koger trying to get to the basket, the help side is not able to get there to stop her.
Yeah, it's like I said, she's been able to go around through anything that she wants to do to get to the hole. The only question is, when she gets there, what's going to happen? There's only been three things. She's either going to make the shot, miss it and get a rebound, or have a foul called. It's really, as long as she can get there, it's been positive for Guerin Catholic.
Koger, although misses her third free throw of the ball game, she's now 6 of 9 from that spot. She does get one more. Could prove to be a free throw that matters for Guerin Catholic. Koger able to hit the second, now back up to an 11-point lead. Brebeuf with 2:20 on the clock, trying to claw back into this one. Inside, Koger almost bats that one away off the hands of Ocean Token. Terry can't keep it alive, and another turnover from Brebeuf. This is the last time and place where you want to be committing turnovers like that.
Yeah, at this point you don't know that you have enough possessions left to crawl back in it, but every single one has to be taken care of.
Koger's pass to Klee is deflected out of bounds. Again, the boys' side of this boys-girls doubleheader is coming up after this one. We'll have that game for you as well. Brebeuf and Guerin Catholic boys varsity, another Circle City conference matchup for you. Guerin Catholic right now trying to hold on to this one on the girls' side of things. Turnaround jumper left it short, did Loso, but ball bounces out, and the long rebound goes to Dorsey. That's going to be a crucial offensive board given up by Brebeuf.
Especially because they had it. I mean, it was like right there for them to take. And again, Guerin Catholic, give them all the credit in the world because they just make this game so fast, for Brebeuf.
Clee may be moving too fast there. She gets called for travel. So Brebeuf now down 11 with 1:28 left to play. They'll need buckets, and they'll need some pretty quick ones.
Well, they got Godbout coming back in. I would really like to see some sort of screen set for her and for her to get a shot in rhythm.
Godbout had that pass over to her. Koger almost took it away. Nice pass from Godbout to Terry. Short corner. Shot won't go. Offensive board to Perry. Able to draw the foul. Boy, a bucket there and able to get the foul would have been huge for Brebeuf.
Yep.
You probably get some fans that are now more energized and back into this one, but still Perry will try to get some points at the free throw line. First one no good for her.
Well, again, since Coach Miller is into those, those in-game kind of goals, the fact that they did not go away is really good.
Coach Miller takes a break. 1:11 left to play in the fourth. Back in a moment on Indiana SRN.
Cold is just around the corner, and here at Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling,
we're ready for anything.
We care about our craft like we care about our customers. Our technicians are fully certified
and up to speed on the latest equipment.
Available 24/7, we don't leave anybody in the cold. That's our top priority.
We don't just work for the company,
we are the company.
So we do the best we can for every one of our customers.
Trust the name you know at Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling.
Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We take pride in your comfort. Just call Summers.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back here at Guerin Catholic High School, Perry makes the second free throw, and now she's going to take a seat. Still a 10-point lead for Guerin Catholic, now facing this full court pressure. Labus got the inbounds pass, and she got a little bit of a shove from behind from McNair, so now they'll take the long walk to the other end of the floor for free throws.
Well, I don't know that it matters. It's a 10-point game, 1 minute left. I've seen Reggie Miller in the past, so we'll see, but at least they didn't waste any time.
Labus, although does make the first free throw. Labus has 7 points for the Golden Eagles, the second leading scorer here tonight. As Koger has had a tremendous game, 21 for her. Labus almost gets the second one to go. Back to an 11-point lead. 1 minute left for Brebeuf. Trying to get a quick bucket here. The three is no good from Miller. And immediately getting fouled is Catherine Loso.
Yeah, I mean, you have to try it. We'll see if Catherine. I really would like to see Catherine, put a couple of these through. She's done a lot of the small things tonight. I know it's been a Katie Koger show, but you've seen her down there doing a lot of the dirty work. So I'd like to see her put a couple of these away.
First free throw does go down for Loso. She's now 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Hey, did you miss the game everyone is talking about? Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll never miss a game again with pregame notifications. Hit that red subscribe button. Also hit that bell, and you'll get those pregame notifications. Indiana SRN, we are always in the game, and you can watch this game back on YouTube right after it's done, and then you can watch the boys' game right after this on YouTube as well. Loso goes 2 for 2. Brebeuf on the other end. Quick shot won't go. And I'm going to wait to see if Brebeuf is going to foul again. Hopefully not, as it's now a 13-point deficit too little too late for the Braves.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely things you can work on going forward. I love that they're still competing.
Good effort here by Terry. She almost gets the steal. And that's just something you got to go for, as she's going to instead pick up a foul.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than just standing there waiting for the game to get over. I mean, you've got a lot of young players out there. You want to get them in-game experience. You can only do so much in practice. So it's silly not to use this time to try to get better at something.
Loso having quite the game from the free throw line now.
Yeah.
Right now 6 of 7, and she'll have one more to try to add to her total.
Boom.
Which she does. One field goal for her. The rest of her points, free throws. And she's got 9 points now. 15 seconds. Ball's batted up in the air. It'll stay with the Braves. 13.5 left on the clock.
Well, again, we're really looking forward to that boys game. So, order some Uber Eats and come on back. Do we have them as a sponsor? We should. We definitely should.
Nothing better than having your food delivered to you.
Yeah.
5 seconds left for Brebeuf. Guerin Catholic's going to get their first Circle City Conference win. As the final buzzer sounds, 42-27, the final score. The Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles take this Circle City Conference game, and they move on to a 9-8 mark, while Brebeuf Jesuit falls to 6-12.
Well, I don't know if they give game balls, but we're going to do it, and we're going to give it to Katie Koger because she was amazing. She had 21 points. They even went away from her a lot in the fourth quarter. They got away from it, did some other things. And you know what? If it wasn't her, I would have to say it was just the Eagles' defense, because that defense right there is going to win you some games when you don't have anything going offensively. I mean, it really, that defense could steal you a game in a tournament to get you to the next round when the ball is falling. So, Coach Corentana he's got to be super excited about that defense he's got, and then he can make some tweaks on offense if he needs to. But as long as Katie Koger's playing the way that she's been playing the last couple times we've seen her, they're going to be a tough out.
And Coach Corentana and Katie Koger, they will be right back in action tomorrow as they have a double weekend. They'll go against a very good Speedway team. 13-1 is the record for the Speedway Spark Plugs girls basketball team. 4 games left for Guerin Catholic. They move to 9-8 on the season. For Brebeuf Jesuit, they fall to 6-12, 0-4 now in the Circle City Conference. Their next game, they get a few days in between before they face off against Park Tudor 4 days from now. Also a very good team are the Panthers of Park Tudor, 9-4 their record. 2 games left for Brebeuf Jesuit before they enter into sectional play. Let's go over the final scoring numbers. First, for the visiting team, the Braves of Brebeuf Jesuit. They were led in scoring by Maeve Perry, who had 8 points. 6 points for Johanna McNair. Aaron Terry added 4. Gabby Godbout with 3 points. 2 points for Timmy Oceantoken. 1 point off of a free throw for Elena Miller, and also 1 point added from Kaylee Singleton to give them their 27 points. 42 points for the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles. And, of course, they were led in scoring by their junior guard, Katie Koger, who coming into this one was only averaging 9 points, but she finishes the game with 21. Also in scoring, Catherine Loso with 9, 7 points from Olivia Labus, 3 points from Megan Cobb, and 2 points from Delaney Klee to make up their 42. That's all for the girls' side. We now have the boys' game to look forward to after this one. Make sure you stick around and tune into that game as well. The Brebeuf Jesuit boys varsity team going up against the Golden Eagles of Guerin Catholic. For Doc Stratton, our producer Ben Wood, I'm Jerry Lewis saying so long for now until our next game between the boys coming up later tonight. Our second game about to get underway with our boys-girls doubleheader from Guerin Catholic High School on the north side of Indianapolis. Thanks so much for tuning in on Indiana SRN. Jarrett Lewis with you alongside me. My partner tonight, Doc Stratton, getting ready to see two top 10 teams in Class 3A go at it. Two teams both in the Circle City Conference. Again, let's start with the visitors, the Braves of Brebeuf Jesuit. Their record is 6-6, 0-1 in the Circle City Conference, as is the Golden Eagles, but a very solid team. These two teams match up real well on paper. The Braves have 3 scorers in their top 10. Evan Altman is one of them, averaging 16 points a game, but leading the way is a junior, and Billy Smith, who's shooting it well anywhere on the floor. 17.5 points per game is what he averages, shooting 45% from the floor and 43% from downtown. Look to see those two guys get going for Brebeuf, be those two that kind of lead the way for them under head coach Todd Howard for the Braves, Doc.
Yeah, and you also you mentioned Altman too. He's averaging 16 points a game, but something else that he does really well is rebounds the ball. He's leading the team with 6.4 rebounds a game, and the next closest person is Billy Smith with 2.9. So he really is the one that they kind of need to have his all-around game to succeed. So look for Altman to really do a lot of different things on that court tonight for Brebeuf.
The last 18 games in this series, the edge goes to Brebeuf Jesuit. 11-7 is their series between the two in the last 18 games. Both of these teams are 0-1 in the Circle City Conference, and both have lost to a very good Covenant Christian team who is in action tomorrow in the City Alliance Tournament semifinals up against Crispus Attucks. Covenant Christian 12-1, Crispus Attucks 13-2. You can watch that game tomorrow live on indianasrn.org. and also live on our YouTube page. We'll go over some of those games that you'll get to see tomorrow, but this one tonight, Guerin Catholic on the other side for them. When we mentioned that these two teams really match up well together, they have some studs that lead the way scoring in double figures, but then after that, there's a real big drop-off as far as points are concerned. So, I'm sure both of these teams, in order to win this game, both these two teams know each other very well. They're in the same conference. Of course, they're going to play each other every year.
Yeah.
But you're going to have some third players, some fourth players step up as well and be involved too. You can't just rely on that one or those two guys that are leading you in scoring to carry you the whole way.
Yeah, and I mean, it only takes one or two silly fouls to really throw a wrench into it, and that could impact the game on a game like this. We said that Brebeuf's got a few, guys that they rely on. Guerin Catholic has 4 that, they average over, almost 25 minutes a game, and then it goes all the way down to under 10. So, silly fouls can't, if that happens, they're in big trouble. So we'll just see how that affects the game.
We're going to take our first break. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and the tip-off between Brebeuf Jesuit and Guerin Catholic on Indiana SRN.
What's the number one misconception you think about Freemasonry?
Well, I think most people just think of Freemasonry as some kind of secret society, and you go with some of the rumors out there and so on, and they really don't understand who we are. They don't understand that we are a fraternity of brothers first, and our obligation is to take care of each other and our widows and orphans, etc., within our group. They don't understand what the fraternity part of Freemasonry really is, and that's the misconception that's out there. I think first and foremost of anyone that wants to join Freemasonry, I'd like them to know that it's really not a secret society. You may say it's a society with a secret because we have some handshakes and some passwords that you could easily find down in the library if you get the right book. Freemasonry is more, it's a brotherhood, it's a fraternity, it's a way of sharing common thoughts and everything with people of all different vocations that really understand of getting together on the level. Whether you're a judge or a police officer or a janitor, you're all on the same level when you're in a Masonic lodge room. And I think that's one of the greatest things, that you can sit with people of all vocations, but you have that certain thing in common, that you're all brothers.
Hey, it's Keith Myers from Indiana Sports Radio Network. Well, thank you that you're watching the game tonight on Indiana SRN. If you would like to know more information about Indiana SRN, send me an email, coach@indianasrn.org. As vice president of this company, we hope that you sit back and enjoy the game. It's Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Back live at Guerin Catholic High School. The starting lineups being introduced to you right now. First for the visitors, Brebeuf Jesuit. Their starting lineup looks like this. At one guard, a senior wearing number 0 and Austin Ezel. A senior forward wearing number 2, Evan Altman. A junior guard wearing number 4, Zach Reed. A sophomore wearing number 5 is Alex Gothard. And a junior guard wearing number 11 in Billy Smith. For the 6-6 Brebeuf Jesuit Braves, now on the other side, the home team on their own floor. They have one guard, a senior, wearing number 1 in Caleb Edwards. At one guard is another senior, number 3, Joseph Babilia. A junior guard, number 12, in Will Grissom. A senior forward wearing number 32 is Matthew Gillis. And rounding out the starting lineup is a senior forward wearing number 33, Jack Parenteau. The starting 5 for Guerin Catholic, 8-2 under third-year head coach Bob Allen with a record of 36-21. On the other side, in his 7th year, is Todd Howard, a record of 96-57.
Well, we're going to see, like I said, hopefully we can stay out of foul trouble here. Looks like Jack Cherry worked himself into the starting lineup there. Yeah, it's going to be a really good game. Hopefully, everybody stays out of foul trouble. We see everybody's best because these are two very talented basketball teams.
The tip is won by Guerin Catholic. Looks like Altman had the edge, but tracking it down was Matthew Gillis. So, yeah, Jack Cherry, he has the basketball right now in the starting lineup instead of Parenteau. We'll see Parenteau come off the bench as well as Matthew Etchison. Those are usually the first two coming in for Bob Allen. They get it down low to Gillis. Spin move over the right shoulder. Move doesn't go for him. Trying to get the rebound, although he tips it out of bounds, and Brebeuf now will get their first crack on offense.
Yeah, Matthew Gillis has a lot of strength down there on the block, but you also saw his speed. He really made that turn quickly. It's going to be a problem if you go one-on-one against him.
Into the corner, Gothard has it now up top to Ezel. Cherry works on him. 2-3 defense from the Eagles. 3 in the corner, goes down for Billy Smith, and that's one of his areas. He's shooting 43% from downtown.
Yeah, no hesitation there from Smith as he knocks that 3 down in the corner.
Smith opens up the scoring. He's averaging 17.5 points. Edwards able to answer on the other end. He's averaging 19 for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, Edwards is going to be a treat to watch. I'm really excited to have this full game in front of us and all the different things he can do.
Golden Eagles able to get a steal. And now Babilia working against Ezel. They'll weave it back to Edwards, top of the key. Swings it over to Babilia. He's their guy from downtown. Cherry got into the lane, but now has to kick it back out. Edwards trying to get around Billy Smith. He does, but he loses the handle on it. Zach Reed comes away with the steal. On the other end, Cherry pokes it away, throwing it up the floor to Edwards. He gets it. Left-handed layup is good.
I tell you what, it only takes him a few steps to get up there, so let's see if the Brebeuf calms it down just a little bit as we're playing a little helter-skelter there for a second.
Guerin Catholic takes their first lead. Smith trying another three. This time it's no good. And the rebound is tipped out to Cherry.
Tell you what, you could tell that he's feeling it already, even though it was only his second shot.
Babilia with the move, but it bounces out of the goal. Smith will swing it back out, and now Brebeuf will reset.
Yeah, I like how they slowed it down. Let's get in the half-court offense, and let's be who we are.
Double screen up top for Reed.
I like the movement. A lot of ball movement.
Three from the lefty. Ezel is no good, and Grissom will just let it bounce out of play.
Yeah, you saw a lot of moving parts there that you don't want anybody standing still. There's so much length on Guerin. You really got to find open spots there on the floor.
One of their lengthy guards, Jack Cherry, swings it over far side. Grissom to Babilia. Trying to look down low, and Altman is going to maybe have his hands full with Gillis. Those two match up pretty well. Bass is deflected out of bounds, but the Eagles will keep it.
Yeah, outside of that first possession where Gillis kind of had his way, that was an excellent job the last two possessions of them making sure that Gillis didn't get the ball, especially that deep. You see him right now working on it down low again. Altman's doing a heck of a job defensively.
Referee calls a carrying on Caleb Edwards, who's trying to cross over his defender.
Yeah, I think that Altman and Gillis matchup is going to be key, especially early on, because Guerin really wants to get the ball in that high percentage scoring area.
Ezel swings over, far side. Smith driving in, body control shot, doesn't get it to go. And the ball bounces around into the hands of Babilia, who will bring it across the timeline. Doesn't hand off to Edwards. Instead, rises up for a shot at the elbow and gets a foul called against Austin Ezel.
Yeah, I really like how Babilia is moving the ball, and he's got some quick footwork. He stays low to the ground. It's going to be really hard to steal the ball from him, but he looks totally under control.
Joseph Babilia at the line, and he's able to sink the first. He's a 79% free throw shooter. And he's got one more. This one will rattle home as well.
He just looks confident, doesn't he?
4:30 in this first quarter. Guerin up 6-3. Entry pass won't work. Good hands by Grissom and good save by Gillis.
Just like in the girls' game, this Guerin team also has active hands. It's really hard to get those entry passes in.
Babilia working on Reed. Gillis almost loses the handle. Rising up is Babilia. Quick release from him. Three doesn't go. On the other side, Reed weaves with Altman. Spin move by Altman, and how does he get that shot to go?
Yeah, that was great body control. Taking that physicality and still staying upright and keeping the ball protected. That was amazing.
Grissom tries to drive baseline, and almost picking his pocket is Gothard.
Yeah, Gothard did a really good job of pulling the chair. I don't know if you saw that, but it looked like Gillard was trying to box him out, use his strength against him, and Gothard just kind of pulled the chair out from him and let him go.
Gothard will now take a seat. Checking in for him is Anthony Hobson, getting his first minutes of the ball game. Grissom able to get it. Almost gets it to go up and under. And Gillis is there to clean it up.
Great job by Gillis. They've been doing a great job of keeping the ball out of his hands, but he takes it into his own hand and gets the board there.
Stolen away. Grissom has Edwards running with him. He'll take it himself. Handed layup. Gets the friendly bounce.
I mean, these seem like all layups here. I mean, they're really able to get to the spots that they want to be. Brebeuf's going to have to do something to keep them out of the lane.
Now the Guerin fans start to get into it in this first quarter. Golden Eagles with their largest lead so far, reaching in and drawing the jump is Grissom. He's playing with a lot of energy, and now the fans are starting to back him up too.
Yeah, you couldn't see from our angle if that was, if that was going to be a reach in or if he got all ball. That was a heck of a defensive effort there. Good defense. I'll tell you what, I really liked Babilia's communication there on defense.
Austin Ezell able to get that three-pointer to go, rising up over Jack Cherry. He's shooting 56% from downtown.
I'll tell you what, that just got him. I mean, Guerin has been absolutely running away with this game on each possession, but it's still a 2-point game.
Babilia calls out a set, gets a screen. Left side, layup, bounces home.
A great job running that pick and roll between those two, between Babilia and Gillis. That's going to be a hard one to stop if you're Brebeuf.
High-scoring affair in this opening quarter. Far side, Reed has it. Trying to beat Babilia. It's ripped away. Grissom has it.
Ooh.
Between the legs at the half-court line, going coast-to-coast left-handed layup. Not there. Edwards can't handle the follow-through. And now Brebeuf quickly down the other's end.
Grissom with some nice moves there to get that ball off with a key layup.
Quick passing. Shot from Smith is no good. Under 2 to go.
Coach calling out a play. Let's see what he wants to do in half-court set. It looks like he wants to try to get Edwards going maybe.
Cherry, the one with it right now, hands off to Grissom. They try to dump it down, good defense. Poking it out of bounds was Altman.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it earlier. You really need Caleb Edwards to get going. I don't think it's going to take much to get him. He'll get his no matter what. But, like Etchison, you said that he's going to be one of the first ones off the bench. Here he is, inbound in the play. So
Matthew Etchison, junior guard, playing the sixth-man role, the first one off the bench.
Looks like Kreiner's coming in, too. He's a big body.
Babilia rises up. His first three of the ball game. That is his specialty.
Babilia bringing so much energy here early this game.
15-8 now. 7 is the largest lead so far. Trying to answer on the other side. Can't do it, but it'll stay with Hobson and company. Let's check out this three from Babilia.
Yeah, great job, by Kreiner setting the pick after he hands that ball off, doing all the dirty work there.
Brebeuf with a minute to go. Reed will rise up. Right wing three's no good. Edwards with a tough board.
Yeah,
trying to beat Ezell, and Ezell's going to be called for that foul.
Yeah, Edwards has got a lot of length, you can tell, especially for a guard. But right there, he's also got a lot of strength. And that's something that has really helped him out, especially when he drives to the basket. He protects that basketball. Something you've seen early on, Babilia and Gillis. I think you're going to see a little bit more of them running that high pick and roll. I really think that they're going to come back to that. I know Kreiner's in right now for Guerin, But yeah, I really like the way that it looks like what they're doing is more sustainable than what Brebeuf's doing right now. Even though with their ability to hit the three-pointer, they're never going to be out of it.
Ezell might take a seat now with his second foul after picking up that last one. Only 2 fouls called in this whole game, and both have gone to Austin. Coach Howard calling a 30-second timeout. You get a good look at Coach Allen on the other side for the Golden Eagles. They now break the huddle, and they have 55.9 left in this first quarter clock.
Yeah, I mean, that was a well-placed timeout. Gives us a chance to catch our breath, too, because it's been crazy up and down so far.
And a really good chance here for the Golden Eagles to try to extend this lead. And, you can use all the time you want, or you can put a quick bucket up like this from Babilia. It doesn't go, but the Golden Eagles keep it alive.
I'll tell you what, that's a kick in the teeth if you're Brebeuf, because you worked your butt off, trying to get that ball out of his hands, and only to give it back to Edwards.
Now you can definitely see Guerin Catholic. They're going to hold for one last shot. Etchison with it.
Both teams playing man-to-man early. I really like the matchups that I've seen so far.
Right now, Ezell Has to be out on Etchison. 10 to play for the Golden Eagles. Going left to right. Etchison thought about a shot. Instead, will hand off to Cherry. 3 to play. Cherry drives. Right-handed layup goes down. And Brebeuf will not be able to get off a shot before the end of the first quarter.
Yeah,
what a first quarter it was for Guerin Catholic.
Yeah, I mean, listen to this crowd. This is great. I mean, finally having a crowd back in the game and for the home team to put up, kind of play like that has just been amazing.
17-8 the score. The Golden Eagles lead. Back in a moment with second quarter action on Indiana SRN.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Hey, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Indiana SRN. Click that big red button. Also click the notification bell. That way you get pregame notifications before we go live. You might be watching this game live on YouTube right now. Thanks so much for tuning in. Indiana SRN, Jarrett Lewis here alongside Doc Stratton. Guerin Catholic with an impressive first quarter. They lead 17-8, and they'll start the second with the basketball. Edwards driving in, trying to beat two defenders. He gets his own rebound and gets the putback to go.
Yeah, again, Brebeuf does something really good on defense, only to not get the ball back. So I don't think that's sustainable, though. I think that things are going to start to come back for them.
Billy Smith gets his shot deflected from behind by Edwards, but the referee says there's enough contact there to call the foul on Caleb. It's the first foul called on Guerin Catholic. They played a flawless first quarter defensively.
They did. And here's Billy Smith trying to add to his already 3 points. Brebeuf's got to find something quickly, because I'll tell you, Guerin can score points quick, and you don't want to spend too much time in a double digits deficit.
Smith will have one more free throw. We see a few substitutions. Cherry will take a seat as Grissom checks back in. Smith, 68% from the charity stripe, and he goes 2 for 2. Full court pressure to begin the second quarter from Brebeuf. Etchison able to beat the defense there, and now Guerin Catholic will slow it up with Edwards at the top. Hands off to Babilia. Nice move there. Rises up from 3, can't get it to go, and going after the rebound as he got fouled was Matthew Gillis.
Yeah, and that matchup that we were talking about earlier on in the game, Gillis and Altman, it looks like right now Altman has a little bit of frustration is sneaking into his game. So if you're Gillis, keep it up. If you're Altman, take a breath and try to win the next one.
Wearing number 22 for Brebeuf is Michael Erk. He's checked into the ball game. Babilia looked like he had some space there on the right wing, but decides otherwise as a minute has gone by in the second quarter.
I'll tell you what, Guerin Catholic has a lot of speed. Oh, nice pass.
Beautiful pass. Give the assist to Will Grissom and the bucket for Matthew Gillis.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there for the defense of Brebeuf.
Smith gets it down low. Good help side from Babilia, although he was out of bounds when he touched that basketball.
Yeah, you see here, Gillis sets a mini pick, but then it was Altman that kind of thought that the pick was coming. They thought they were switching, just miscommunicated.
Smith gets that feed, and he had Babilia draped all over him, still able to get that inbounds pass. Billy Smith, the second leading scorer on this Brebeuf team at 17.6. Nice pass again. Edwards this time will find Gillis. And Brebeuf, they're able to answer, but this lead has grown, and Guerin is able to answer right back and keep it Billy Smith's three. No good. Ball's tipped around. Edwards comes away with the board.
Yeah.
Up the floor, three. Grissom missed everything. Gillis wasn't boxed out, and his shot was fouled. Looks like Altman's going to pick it up.
Yeah, it looks like Altman's second. Again, we talked about it early on. You can't have anybody in foul trouble if you're either one of these teams. So, Gillis is there. I mean, he's there for the extra pass. He's there when the ball goes up. He's doing all the things that you need to do away from the ball to get the ball, and now he's scoring.
Matthew Gillis. At the free throw line, he'll have one more as he was in the act of shooting. Altman is at 6'5". Gillis is right there with him at 6'6". Those two, and they got some meat on their bones too. They might be bumping and bruising the rest of the way. Here's Altman. He gets a nice feed, and the ball hangs on the rim for a while. Gillis going after the board. Can't come away with it. And it's bouncing around. Who's the foul going to be on here?
Edwards.
Edwards is going to pick it up, and that's number 2 against him.
Well, you got 2 players on each side. You got Altman and Edwards with 2 fouls early on. So, our wish for not having anybody in foul trouble is dwindling away.
Outside, Hobson driving in, able to create enough space and able to get that 2 to go.
Great footwork there.
Etchison trying to get away with Smith. Robilia gets a screen from Gillis. Crossover. Hands off to Etchison. Golden Eagles staying patient, waiting for that right look. Grissom in some trouble here. And he gets it over to Cherry. Edgison behind the back. Swings over Grissom. Rises up inside the 3. Shot was tipped. Ball was tipped. Edgison with the effort play. Keeping it alive. Grissom got a bump, and Gillis almost able to convert. What a sequence there. Ends up in nothing, and Brebeuf now on the other end.
They took up, I think they took up over a minute of game time there just on that one possession.
Hobson trying to hand off to Altman, who can't come away with the basketball, and Hobson was on the end line when he touched the basketball.
Looks like Gillis is gonna come out, and Kreiner's gonna come back in. If you're Brebeuf, you want to try to get the ball as many times as you can down to Altman. See if you can either get a couple trips to the free throw line or get a couple of buckets down low.
Some stoppage time here, and now Etchison will take a seat, and he'll get a nice round of applause. Good effort in the possessions that he was in, and coming in for him is Jack Parenthau. Grissom spins around. Cherry got a screen away from the basketball. Can't hit the shot from the elbow.
I really do like that set, though. That was Cherry stepped right into it. I think they should come back to that and get a wide open shot that way.
Touching the basketball there was Duran Burahay, checking in for the first time. Three-pointer goes down for Michael Irk. He's shooting 50% from downtown. Hasn't had very many attempts, but it looks like he's making the most of them when he gets it.
Yeah, as dominant as Guerin has been, it's now only a 6-point game.
And now we see a 2-3 zone with a trap up top. And Coach Bob Allen has to call a timeout. He saw that Jack Cherry was having some trouble, and he's going to take a full timeout to talk about how they're going to tackle with this zone defense from Brebeuf. We'll take a break as well. 6-point lead for the Golden Eagles. You're watching boys basketball powered by Indiana SRN.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
Sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
This game right now in the second quarter looking real nice. 23-17 the score. Golden Eagles still with the lead. They've led most of the way. We got a nice slew of games for you tomorrow, including girls varsity action. Heritage Christian going up against Covenant Christian. That's a 2:30 start. Also at 2:30, Oldenburg Academy going up against Greenwood Christian Academy. And then the City Alliance semifinals. What a good Final Four it is in that tournament. The number 1 seed, Cathedral Irish, going up against the Tinley Tigers, who are the 5 seed. And then the 2 seed, Crispus Attucks, taking on Covenant Christian, the 3 seed. And all of those teams well above 500. Covenant and Cathedral with just 1 loss. Matthew Gillis with another bucket.
So who do you have in that tournament? Who you got winning?
Boy, it's going to be real tough to beat Cathedral.
Yeah.
They've looked real good. Crispus Attucks.
Yeah, I like watching them play.
Crispus Attucks only has 2 losses on the year, and they came to 2 really good teams, and they're going to face off against another really good one tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those games you can watch right here on Indiana SRN on YouTube.
You get to call both of them, don't you?
I will have Cathedral going up against Tinley tomorrow.
All right. Fun time.
6 p.m. start in that one, the City Alliance tournament. And at the line right now, we have Anthony Hobson, who misses the first of 2. All day long Saturday basketball action tomorrow, so make sure you tune in as Hobson converts the latter of 2.
All right, so you got 7 points with a little under 3 left. If you're Brebeuf, you're extremely happy that you're this close. If you're Guerin, you can't take your foot off the gas pedal here.
Edgison moving from right to left. Bobilia at the wing is getting a count and was pretty close to 5, but got it away to Cherry. Grissom.
Nice move.
Tough take, loses the handle, but regains possession. Another patient, time-consuming possession. Might end up in a turnover. Guerin Catholic still with it. Outside, Etchison left wide open, and he knocks down the 3.
Again, and I don't expect this to keep happening, but Brebeuf makes 2 or 3 great defensive plays, but it just goes right back to Guerin, who capitalizes again. So that's been what's been going on the entire first half so far.
Drive and dump. Bucket doesn't go. Coming in for the rebound was Billy Smith. He came flying through, but he's going to get called for a foul. Let's check out this 3 from Etchison. Looks like a lot of Brebeuf players just trying to get back in their spots.
Right, exactly. And that was something that just, everybody was trying to catch their breath. Everybody was in the wrong spot. And you want to take care of by the basket before you run all the way out there, and Etchison took advantage of it.
Etchison right now with the ball between the circles. Smith.
Ooh.
He loses him, but hands off to Cherry. Bobilia trying to get rid of Hobson, and now as Bobilia, he gets tripped up, and he ends up tripping up Michael Irk as well, and he's called for the foul. Looks like Austin Ezel is going to check back in with his 2 fouls.
Well,
we had a high-scoring first quarter. Lots of action.
It slowed down a lot.
It slowed down just a little bit now. Brebeuf still keeping it close. And, of course, a whole lot of game to play, a whole half. We still have a minute left here. Irk, another attempt at 3. This time it's no good. Cherry down low, gets the board, and the referee comes flying in to get the foul. And you see the fans are appreciative of that call. Nice tough play by Cherry.
Yeah, it's something that you saw on the previous play when the bodies collided. I think there was some words shared, and when you do that, you have to back up your play. You can't come down and miss a three. So that was something that I think the Guerin fans really enjoyed.
Typically, we've seen Guerin Catholic try to consume the clock when it's been under a minute. We could see that here. Etchison drags that pivot foot and gets called for the travel.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what their plan was, and now Brebeuf has a chance. And I think it's a huge advantage if you can go in at halftime under double digits. I know it sounds silly, but I think if you're below 10, I think it really helps the psyche of your team.
Altman weaves with Hobson. Altman's shot can't go. He gets another crack at it. Second time is no good as well. Etchison, the smallest player on the floor, with the rebound. Up the floor to Babilia, who almost loses his footing. Grissom, baseline, nice pass. Again, it's Gillis.
Geez. I'll tell you what, Gillis is getting all of these easy buckets because his guards are driving and pulling in the defense.
Nice tough drive here by Hobson to answer. Here's 6 seconds. Etchison, right side. Over to Grissom, left wing. 2 seconds. Screen from Gillis. Driving in. Off the glass. Can't get it to go. And the full court heave from Brebeuf won't count either. Guerin Catholic leads most of the way. They're up 30-20 with some help from Matthew Gillis. He had 10 points in that first half. Babilia adds 7. Edwards with 6. And that helps them out to this 10-point lead.
Yeah, I really think that while Gillis was the one that ended up with all of those points, it was really the guard play that got him all those points. They drove, and whoever was on Gillis had no choice but to, come out to pressure the ball, and that leaves Gillis wide open all alone.
1 half left to play in this Circle City Conference matchup. The Golden Eagles sitting pretty up 10. But still 16 minutes left to play. We'll take our halftime break. We'll be back with second half action right here on Indiana SRN.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
When you hit that water, you're going to want to look for weeds, sunken structures, down trees, stuff like that. And let that breeze tell you where you want to go. Windy days like this, those bait fish will come swimming closer to shore. They'll bring the big boys with them, those bass and those pike. Now, they like cooler temperatures, so you ain't likely to have much luck.
You're good at giving fishing advice. We're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
This is what made me. This is what made me who I am.
Indianapolis Colts select Darius Leonard.
Let's go! The defensive rookie of the year is Darius Leonard. I did everything in my ability to make my dreams come true.
We are at halftime of the 2020 IHSAA semi-state football round. Today we are joined by Assistant Commissioner Robert Falins. Robert, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
So this has been just an unusual year, to say the least.
To say the least.
Obviously, we had a global pandemic, and just kind of give us a recap of the football season and kind of how it's gone thus far.
Sure. It much like everything else since March, we've had to take our precautions. We had to plan very, very well. And we had to have buy-in from our communities. And we had to have the coaches and the players and the fans understand what it was going to take for us to have a season. And the fact that we're here today is evident of the fact that they bought in. The precautions of wearing the mask, the precautions of practicing in pods, the precautions of keeping their hand sanitizing and social distancing. All those have worked, and we're here today because of the efforts of all the folks involved and want us to have high school football in the state of Indiana.
So studies have shown that extracurricular activities is just such an important part of the growth, and it's part of the curriculum of being a student anymore. Talk a little bit about that.
We've learned a very big lesson. We participated in a study from the University of Wisconsin that showed how important extracurricular activities are to high school students. And it could be band, it could be drama, it could be theater, music, athletics, certainly is what we're dealing with. Kids need that socialization. They need the structure from adults. This is an opportunity for them to learn lessons that they normally can't get in the classroom setting. Not that algebra and biology and chemistry aren't important, they are. But there are other life lessons that can be learned on the playing field. And that's part of the reason that we're doing what we're doing. It's part of the reason that the coaches work so hard and parents allow their kids to play sports. It's for those extra lessons that they get in the educational setting. And we're pretty proud of what we've done. And again, being here today is evidence of the fact that we've had some success.
So now we're at the end of our fall season. We've had 7 fall state championships, which is incredible to think about in the kind of year that we've had.
Absolutely.
But talk a little bit about, there's been restrictions at every venue. Yes. That's no different this next weekend at Lucas Oil Stadium.
And it's further complicated by the fact that we're going to be inside. And once you go inside, those restrictions are really ramped up. As an example, every person attending next week will have to have their temperature checked. They're going to have to be asked questions about some symptoms that they've been have or have not had before they even admit it to the ticket window to give their ticket to get into the game. Same thing's going to be for the athletes getting off the bus. They're going to take the temperature. They're going to have signed a form that says that they're not been exhibiting signs or symptoms of disease. And then once we get in the venue, we're going to have to practice social distancing. We're going to have to wear a mask unless we're having concessions food. It's more precautions for us to provide for the health, safety, and well-being of our athletes. Now, it's going to look a little different. They're going to be pretty much spaced out, and if you've seen the Colts play at Lucas Oil, we'll look a lot like that. We won't be allowing bands for reasons that go along with the social distancing piece of it. We're going to limit the number of people on the field, and so we're going to do our very best to make sure that this state finals goes off without a hitch, given the parameters and the requirements of social distancing and the corona guidelines. But we're very, very pleased and excited to have 6 state championships next weekend on Friday and Saturday, and we're certainly looking forward to having everybody come in and have a great time.
And it all goes back to that. It's just incredible that we're even in the position to hold these 6 state championships next weekend. Assistant Commissioner Robert Falins, thank you so much for joining us today, and we're going to send it back to you guys in the booth.
Colts fans, score big for your Indiana high school and enter helmets at colts.com/UHC. Helmets is a program designed to improve the health and safety of young athletes. Nominate your Indiana high school and you could be one of 16 weekly winners randomly selected to win a helmets prize pack, and your high school could become a finalist to win new premium helmets valued at $25,000. Suit up, play safe, have fun. Visit colts.com/UHC to enter helmets now.
13,000 feet has a way of testing a man's soul. After all, you were never meant to take on such an endeavor. That long drop is what separates human from superhuman. And here we are, right here, right now.
You're good at motivation, we're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. College Hunks hauling junk and moving.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Back at Guerin Catholic High School, the Golden Eagles on their own floor. Looking nice right now, up 30-20 over Brebeuf Jesuit in the Circle City Conference matchup. Thanks so much for tuning in on Indiana SRN. Jarrett Lewis here, alongside me tonight, Doc Stratton. Doc, Guerin Catholic, they've had really good, they were at their best when you saw great ball movement. A lot of assists ended up into the hands of Matthew Gillis, who he didn't have to do any of the hard work. He just kind of rolled, cut to the basket, got that assist, and laid it in easily.
Yeah, on almost all of his 10 points, they were just dump downs to him. But I really think that that's going to be a different story coming up this half. I think that was just some miscommunication between Brebeuf on defense. Something that's very simply fixed during a halftime session. So now 10 points may sound, like not that much that they can overcome it, but against this Guerin squad, if you look at time of possession, Guerin has to be winning that right now. It just seems like Brebeuf isn't doing anything that's sustainable on offense. Something that I expect would change once Coach gets him alone for a few minutes.
In its 51st year of publication, the Hoosier Basketball Magazine is out. You can get that right now. Check out this year's magazine covering the whole state of Indiana and the teams we know and love. Also follow Hoosier Basketball Magazine on Twitter at HBB Magazine. Brebeuf will start with possession in this second half. Down 10, their usual starting 5, except Anthony Hobson is into the starting lineup right now. Looks like Austin Azell with that take is no good. And I think Evan Altman right now is on the bench. So Hobson is starting this second half instead of Altman. Typical starting 5 for Guerin Catholic with Babilia, Cherry, Edwards, Gillis, and Grissom, who has the basketball right now. Back up top to the logo to Babilia.
Looks like one change Brebeuf did make was they went to a 2-3 zone.
Grissom, nice move. Runner doesn't go in the short corner. Ball tipped around. Hobson gets the rebound. He'll set the pace the other way, now working right to left. Billy Smith, who led Brebeuf in scoring with 7 in that first half. He rises up. Left wing 3 goes down. His second three-pointer of the game.
He looks comfortable out there. He looks like that's the place that he practices the most. And a lot of times when you got guys that switch, from 2 to 3 to 3 to 4, you don't always get that comfort. But he seems to slide into those open spots really easy to find his jumper.
And he's playing every area of the floor. Nice dump down, Edwards to Gillis. He can't get it the second time, but the third time will work out. Leading all scorers now with 12.
Again, that was a good one by Caleb to draw the defense and then dump it down to Gillis.
Down low, foul's going to be drawn. Looks like this one's going to be on Gillis.
So Gillis has to make up his mind there. He went straight up with the upper body, but then he kind of went into it with his legs. So he needs to either draw the charge by giving or stand his ground by jumping. So he didn't do either and got fouled.
Billy Smith measuring in at 6'6". Can really stretch the floor and score from anywhere, and right now doing the scoring from the free throw line.
Yeah, he's got a pretty looking shot, that's for sure.
A perfect 3 for 3. Trying to go 4 for 4, and he does. Smith now with 12. Him and Gillis setting the pace for their respective teams. Still in this 2-3 zone to start out this second half from the Braves. Quick passing up top, far side. Grissom now, short corner, Gillis. Cross-court pass.
Great pass.
Finds Babilia, three-pointer just off the mark. Tipped around into the hands of Zach Reed. Reed across the timeline. Nice pass down to Hobson, who can't corral it.
Yep.
And it's going to be a double dribble. Coach Howard saying that Reed Hobson didn't have total control of it.
Yeah.
And that he was allowed to dribble it a second time.
He may have an argument, but I will say the defense, I think, is what makes that pressure a little bit more difficult to hold on to those types of things. So,
Babilia and Edwards going back and forth, and now they switch spots.
Yeah, that's one person that we haven't called his name a ton, which is Edwards. You would think that he would have a little bit more impact on this game so far. So,
Babilia this time in the corner. We'll get that three to go. Babilia, his second three-pointer.
And that's really a bad kind of bad news if you're Brebeuf, because if Guerin's able to get this lead on you, a 10-point lead that they've held for a while, without using Edwards, they're kind of in trouble.
Great find by Grissom. Used his eyes to move the defense, and Reed was late closing out. Babilia was the one that picked up the foul, and he was trying to keep a hold of Billy Smith down low. That's definitely a mismatch. Good out-of-bounds play here. It opens up space for Gothard. His first points of this one coming in the third quarter. Guerin able to capitalize on most, if not all, of their possessions so far this third quarter. Brebeuf still able to answer. Good pass here. Grissom, his three off the back iron. And down low, Gothard got the board.
I really like what Gillis is doing down low. He's making everything difficult.
Ezel's three, just off the mark from the lefty. Gillis ends up getting the rebound this time.
You know, if you are Brebeuf, I think getting Gillis off the floor would really help, and maybe go at him a few times, see if he picks up a foul or two.
Meanwhile, Evan Altman has checked back in. He's now in the bottom of this 2-3. Another three from Babilia, not good. Edwards tips it out to his teammate Grissom, who's fighting for it. Coach Allen wanted a timeout, but both players, Grissom and Smith, there with the tie-up.
Looks like going to stay with Guerin. Well, I'll tell you what, Babilia is not scared to shoot that basketball, is he? As soon as he gets it, he steps right into it with confidence.
Grissom almost out of bounds, toe tapping on the sideline. Edwards fakes the screen to Babilia.
That's a good job of getting around that free throw area.
This time Gillis will give one to Joseph. Now Jack Cherry with it. Edwards was off to a hot start, had 4 quick points in that first quarter, had 2 in the second, so he's got 6 total. But most of this game, he's been playing some pick and roll action with Gillis. Here's a drive this time. It's not going to go. Good defense by Smith. Quickly down the other end, Hobson kicks it out. Corner three is no good from Ezel. And a very quick empty possession from Brebeuf. Here's Grissom now. Ooh. Good cut by Cherry, but even better hands from Hobson. He read the eyes of Grissom there. Now another fast break is what he starts. This time, Smith's three is off the mark. Back-to-back possessions where Brebeuf, they start this fast break. They might have some numbers.
Yeah.
The threes just don't fall.
Yeah, and you know, it's for Billy. I mean, he even looked over right after that and kind of pointed to himself, said, my fault. You know, maybe we should have gone for a little bit higher percentage play there. But the way he's been shooting the ball lately is, I don't have a problem with that shot.
Coach Howard was trying to call a timeout for about 15 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say, you think he wants a timeout?
Referee didn't see him. He finally does. It's just a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here. We get a look in at Coach Bob Allen giving instructions to his squad. They've came away with just 5 points in this quarter after playing 5 minutes of basketball.
Yeah.
So Brebeuf keeping up the defense. Guerin Catholic, they seem to be kind of when they get the basketball, they're slowing down the pace. They're keeping it patient, moving the basketball around, running through their sets. Meanwhile, Brebeuf, they're trying to get it and they're trying to run.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think they feel a little bit of urgency with the score, but I do like what you said about, how Guerin, they'll get the ball, over to half court and then they'll slow it down. And then they'll run different sets. They'll look over to their coach and say, okay, is this where you want us? But everything that Guerin's been doing has been done with confidence, and I really, really like that. And you don't know if Brebeuf is maybe lacking an identity this game, but it may just have to be at the scoreboard.
Out of the timeout. Guerin with Etchison, Coach Allen giving out orders. Double screen for Etchison up top, going right to left. He'll use it, get into the lane, now kicks out to Cherry, who'll bring it back out. Man defense, Brebeuf switches back to.
So far, really effective. It looks like Gothard is not going to let Edwards join this play, which is a really good, for Brebeuf.
Etchison, a wild pass.
Good job.
Babilia may have thought he got held by Essel, or maybe not happy with Etchison trying to get it back to him. But a lot of time taken off, and Golden Eagles end up coming up with nothing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of time taken off, but Brebeuf worked really hard during that possession, and they came away with the win. And that's hopefully will spill over onto the offensive side for them.
Gothard misses everything from the corner. Now Essel hounding Edwards up top. He doesn't like the call, and that's going to be the third foul on him. Essel really the only one in foul trouble.
I like challenging Edwards. I do, but you can't foul him all the way out there. I mean,
Coach Howard's going to keep him in the game now, and he'll guard Babilia. Cherry looking at Gillis down low. Babilia trying to shake Essel, now hands off to Cherry. Just some weaving action here. Edwards driving in, rises up just at the elbow, gets his own rebound. Nobody boxes him out, and he's awarded with a foul called, and he'll get 2 free throw shots.
Yeah, that was a great job of following his shot there.
So the lefty Edwards will head to the line where he's a 73% free throw shooter. First one is up, and it goes down. Did you know Indiana SRN streams more than 300 games a year that reach millions all across the world? If you would like to help us put kids first by advertising on Indiana SRN, contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Edwards goes 1 for 2. Hobson, spin move on Cherry, gets into the lane. Floater doesn't go. Gillis with the board. Now Grissom. Starts out fast.
Hey, jeez.
Slows it down, and then finds his big fella Gillis. I bet Gillis, all of Gillis's points have come off assists. There's been no instances where Gillis is getting the ball and making a move. Maybe 2 of his 14 points.
Yes.
And here's a steal by Grissom. Grissom last scored in the first quarter. He was kind of quiet. But now the fans are into it, and it's the largest lead of the game for the Golden Eagles, 40-27. Brebeuf will use the last 20 seconds of this third quarter.
Yeah, it's one of those times when you want to call a timeout, but coach is just going to ride this out to the end of the period.
Hobson has it with 6. Up against Edwards. Now Smith with 2. Smith. Fadeaway 3 off the front iron, not a high percentage look. And Guerin Catholic with all the momentum, the fans are getting into it, and you can see some of the players as well. Their largest lead at 13, 40-27 as they enter the 4th and final quarter. Don't miss that quarter. We'll be right back on Indiana SRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Guerin Catholic outscores Brebeuf 10-7 in that third quarter. They now lead at 40-27. Brebeuf tries to, they're trying to keep it close. Guerin Catholic is just able to capitalize on so many more possessions on the offensive side.
Yeah, you know what, and you know, we haven't really talked about Twitter a lot tonight. You know, we have a lot of followers and everything. We have one shout out we like to give out to Colt. Thanks for watching, buddy, on Twitter. He's my one follower that I have, and he just happens to be my kid. So
that's a good way to get the fourth quarter starting. Billy Smith knocks down his third three of the game, and now it's back to a 10-point deficit.
I just can't believe how thoroughly Guerin has outplayed Brebeuf, and it's only a 10-point game going into the fourth.
And speaking of Twitter, make sure you do follow us at Indiana SRN, as a foul is called at the midcourt line on Billy Smith.
I really do like Billy's game tonight. He obviously he can shoot, but you can also tell he's got length. He's tall. He's even got some strength to him. I really like his game. And you can tell the coaches have a lot of confidence in him. They've got him lined up against Edwards now.
We've seen Smith, of course, knock down threes. We've seen him score inside. We've seen him get the ball on the block.
Oh, geez.
Nice cut by Babilia. Nice pass from Edwards. Give the assist to Caleb.
I really like this offense.
Altman can't handle the pass from Reed, and now it gets away from Edwards. And Edwards gets called for a touchy hand check foul. Let's check out this offensive rhythm here from Guerin Catholic.
Again, if you're going to pressure that far out, if you're Ezel, you have to be aware of Babilia's cutting ability.
And after that foul from Edwards, that's number 3. So good read here by Grissom. With Edwards trailing, Smith has to foul, and yep, the referee comes in and says it's intentional.
Well, they still have enough time to do this, to jump back in it. But I mean, I guess you could have. Yeah.
Smith doesn't go for the ball there, just kind of grabs Grissom at his waist and prevents him from getting an easy bucket. But now Grissom is going to the free throw line where he's at 70%. And he makes him pay going 2 for 2.
Well, if you're Brebeuf, you need stops. I mean, that's the biggest thing. I think not only do you need stops, but you talked about it before, with Guerin able to get the ball across, get in a half-court set, and separate the two. Brebeuf actually they just go after it, and they don't stop. So they'll have to get something going here soon.
Coach Howard has to call a full timeout. We'll take a quick break. Guerin Catholic up 14 on Indiana SRN.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back at Guerin Catholic High School, Jarrett Lewis alongside Doc Stratton. After that intentional foul from Billy Smith, Will Grissom knocks down 2 free throws, and now the Golden Eagles still with possession and a chance to grow this lead at a mark that Brebeuf would be tough for them to come back from.
Yeah, especially with, like I said, their identity right now is gone on offense.
Nice set there. Edwards got a screen from Gillis, and he made the most of it with his space in the lane. Billy Smith almost stolen away by Grissom as Reed got the pass.
I don't think Grissom likes that call. He was looking for somebody to complain to.
Coach Howard wants an explanation from one of the referees.
I don't think they're exchanging recipes right now.
So we get back into action. 6.5 left. Reed up top. Altman trying to get open with Gillis on him. Edwards with Smith guarding him, and nice control there by Smith to ditch the defender and put it in off the glass.
Yeah, I mean, outside of Smith, there really hasn't been much going on offense for Brebeuf, and they're going to need something from somewhere soon.
Smith has had a really good second half, 10 points. Down low, Gillis with another feed from Grissom. Foul called there. And Gillis will go to the free throw line where he was 0 for 2 in the second quarter. He'll try to redeem himself here with this trip.
Yeah, I mean, you could just tell after that play, he had that big smile on his face. And it's always fun to play in a game like this when things are going your way. I mean, he's working his tail off, but he's getting some of the easiest looks just because his teammates are just flying around.
Guerin right now getting the best of Brebeuf. The last time these two teams met was in the first round of sectional back in March of 2020. Brebeuf got that victory 58-56. Very close game, as most of these games probably have been between these two teams who know each other very well. Gillis again 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Deep three from Smith. Too strong.
That was a heat check.
Babilia will do it himself. Get into the lane, and he was looking for Gillis. But he got fouled, and he hits the floor hard. He's slow to get up.
Yeah, he's holding something on his right leg.
And quickly, Bob Allen says, let's get Etchison in.
I really like Etchison. He brings a lot of energy. Yeah, it does look like an ankle.
But Billy is going to stay in. I'm sure he's looking at Coach Allen like, don't take me out.
Yeah, no, he's...
I can play through this. Lob pass into Edwards. Just put it in too strong. Ball tips around to Reed. Up the floor. Smith, nice spin move on Etchison. Misses the layup, though. There to clean it up was Michael Irk, and now Irk will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, both of those two have been doing a good job tonight. Irk has done a lot of things defensively too, but yeah, Smith and Irk. I think if they're going to get back into it, those two can probably get a complementary game going with each other, and then hopefully be able to maybe get it to Altman.
Irk had a three-pointer in the second quarter. Now he's at the free throw line. And that last foul on Edwards is number 4. So now he's going to take a seat. And someone who just took a seat was Cherry. And he got a quick breather, and now he's back in.
Yeah, he's been solid tonight, just doing the things that coaches, look for out of their players other than scoring and all those things. He's been a solid contributor tonight.
Irk is a perfect 8 for 8 on the season now after those 2 free throws.
Did you say on the season?
The whole season.
That's amazing.
8 free throws for him through 12 games. But he's at 100%. Grissom's 3 just off the mark. Long rebound out to Etchison. And Bob Allen, quick reaction time to call a timeout. It'll just be a 30-second timeout. But there's Etchison again. The smallest player on the floor, when he's gotten his minutes, he's made the most of them with the effort plays.
Yeah, and he's so quick. He may not be the fastest guy, but he gets up to his full speed faster than everybody else. And especially when you have those long three-point shots, it's going to bump out the iron a little bit further. And he was able to see it and chase it down. But he does. He brings a lot of energy. He's one of those guys that he can just turn things around for your team and get some momentum going.
Guerin Catholic still with a double-digit lead with 5 minutes and 4 seconds to play. Coach Allen In his third year with the Golden Eagles, spent his previous years coaching at Knightstown High School.
I heard that you were a big fan of Knightstown.
If it's opposite day, then I'm a huge fan.
Huge fan.
Pass is deflected out of bounds, and Coach Allen might be going over what he could see coming up in these final 5 minutes from Brebeuf. Definitely will see full court pressure. Definitely see some on-ball pressure like this from Ezel.
And that's why I like those little short, guards that Guerin has. Oh, wow.
That's a confident-looking shot that goes down for Joseph Babilia. Three-pointer number 3.
It's so hard to steal a ball from one of those littler guys because the ball is hardly ever in the air.
Etzel's 3 is off the mark. Grissom with some nice
good hustle play.
Closeout, and another attempt from Essel. He left it short again. Rebound. Ball bats around into the hands of Hobson. Here's a third opportunity for the Braves.
And this is what they've been looking for all game. Unfortunately, it's just we're down under 5 minutes, and they're finally starting to get a couple bounces.
Double team comes from Babilia, and enough contact there for the referee to call a foul on him. Check out this 3 from Babilia. Just a simple handoff from Gillis, and a simple dribble move to create enough space with Ezel.
Yeah, under complete control. I mean, you can tell whatever Guerin's doing tonight, they're not pushing too hard. They're just staying within themselves and playing their game.
Babilia now the leading scorer for Guerin Catholic at 15. Ooh. Here's a nice tough take that'll go down for Billy Smith.
They needed that.
Get the foul called. I believe Grissom was the one to pick it up. And you said it. Smith has really been the bright spot for Brebeuf. That's now 12 points in this second half. Make it 13.
Yeah, he's really showing his full game tonight, trying to keep Brebeuf into this ball game.
Full court pressure as expected. Braves hounding Cherry, and Erk trying to pick his pocket from behind, and he gets called for the reach-in.
And you know what? I'm not too upset with that right now because the clock stopped. Guerin has missed free throws tonight, so if you're going to get and right now I think Coach noticed that, and that's why he's getting Gillis out of the game because Gillis has missed I think 4 in a row. So if it's going to come down to a free throw game, Gillis can't be in there right now.
Cherry's first free throws. He just has 2 points. That came back in the first quarter.
Well, he's got 3 now. Give him a break.
He's got 3, trying for 4. Edwards is the only one that's missed a free throw tonight other than Gillis, but Babilia and Grissom are both 2 for 2. So not very many guys who Brebeuf can look at fouling if indeed they have to, which they most likely will. 4 minutes to go. Nice backdoor cut by Hobson, and he gets the layup to go.
That was great. That's a great offensive set.
Nice quick bucket from Brebeuf to answer, although still down 12. And the clock, of course, continues to wind down. Etchison, Brebeuf fans may have thought he got away with a walk.
I think even Guerin fans were making noise on that one.
Grissom gets it back to Etchison, who drives in on Erk. Nice backdoor cut by Grissom, but even better defense from Smith. Behind the back twice. Hands over to Essel. Three-pointer up from him, off the mark again. Essel had one go down in the first, but ever since then, nothing doing. On the other end, Babilia in the fast court break with Etchison. 17 for the senior guard.
And unfortunately, Edwards and Gillis have both been off the floor, and Brebeuf was not able to close that gap. And that was the perfect time to do it. It looks like they're both coming back in the game now. So, it's going to be even more of an uphill battle for Brebeuf to get back into this game with only 2:51 left.
Foul called away from the basketball on Garrett Kreiner. And now Kreiner will go back to the bench with Gillis checking back in. Zach Reed comes in, replacing Hobson. Going to the line is Evan Altman, who His only 2 points came way back in the first quarter. Free throw left it short.
Oh.
Almost stolen away by Essel, and he's upset with himself that he didn't come away with that one.
Yeah, he's a DB. He's not a receiver.
Edwards triggers it into Grissom. Now Babilia crosses the timeline. Taking it all the way.
Geez.
Euro step, runs right into Altman. And a big-time collision there. Babilia slow again getting up from that one, but he's a tough player. He's going to stay in there and try to knock down 2 free throws.
Yeah, I don't know that Altman moved even a little. That was I think he was expecting a little bit of give there, and there wasn't any to Altman's credit.
Check that. It's 1-1. 8 fouls on Brebeuf, not a shooting foul, and Babilia can't hit the first. Irk in the corner, gets it over to Reed. Irk gets it back, right wing 3. Too strong. Grissom trying to fight his way through traffic. Ball's on the floor. Babilia had the basketball. Fans want a timeout. Babilia was trying to get one, and I'm not sure the referee, they're not going to award one to him.
Yeah, it was a heads-up play. Don't get me wrong. It was definitely a heads-up play, but I don't think he had control long enough before that happened. I mean, they're going to get the ball either way, but obviously it flips the possession arrow.
2:25 left to go in the final quarter. Grissom gets the inbound, and Irk reaches in from behind.
Well, no timing off the clock, so that's good. The problem is you've got a pretty good shooter at the line.
Will Grissom shooting 70% from the free throw line tonight. 6 points to his credit. He's averaging 10.5 a game.
2 from 2. 2 for 2. 3 for 3 now, but
free throw shooting has looked well. If you look past Gillis, who
if you look
as a big man,
you're right.
It's definitely understandable, of course, but aside from that, Grissom has looked good. Gillis would rather score off of good passing from his teammates.
Yeah. That's got to be a great feeling. As a guard, I kind of had to work for all my points, and, man, Gillis really has just cleaned everything up tonight.
Rising up from the elbow is Smith. He put it up too strong.
I will say, and it looks like it's going to come down to a losing effort, but I've really enjoyed watching Smith play tonight.
Babilia with Essel all over him. Swings it into the corner. Cherry trying to get around Altman. Dumps down to Grissom. Rises up over Reed and gets that shot to go. Grissom is now in double figures with 10 and quickly down the other floor. Babilia or Cherry, they're in the area. One of them is going to pick it up, and it's going to be Jack Cherry.
Yeah, this is one that's it may look a little bit better in the stat column, but he's had a heck of a night either way. But
Smith can't hit the first of the 1-and-1, and
that's a shocker. I'll be honest. That was his first miss in 6 attempts.
Getting the rebound was Gillis, and now he'll take the long walk from one end of the floor to the other, trying to get his first free throw to go down. He's 0 of 4. The big fella has 14 points tonight, and now 15.
There we go. Now he's got one.
Gillis shoots 68% from the free throw line, so not a bad average at all.
He hasn't been close tonight. That's...
Can't hit the second, however. Minute and a half to go, the largest lead of the game, and it's well out of reach for Brebeuf. Guerin Catholic is going to move to 9-2 on the season, get their first conference win as well. They are young in the conference schedule, just their second game in the Circle City, as Smith was able to knock down that jumper. Grissom, nice dribble moves, and he's still trying to score. Nice move by Will Grissom, who is most likely going to finish the game with 12. Billy Smith trying to add to his total, which he does.
Was that 23 for him? He's getting up there.
Quite the fourth quarter, too. He has 12 points in this fourth quarter alone, and now 24 total points. But it'll be in a losing effort as Babilia, he'll try to add to his scoring total as well. Now 18 points for Joseph Babilia. That's pretty much what he averages. And now we see some mass substitutions from Coach Bob Allen. Most of the starters are going to take a seat. In fact, all of them except for Babilia.
There we go.
Babilia goes 2 for 2, and now he'll take a seat. Etchison will come on for him to finish out the rest of this one. Elijah Edwards also in for the Golden Eagles. The rest of the 5, Parentals checked back in. Patrick Baird in for the first time. Etchison got hit going after the basketball, and also Spencer Wilt. That's the 5 in for Guerin Catholic.
You know, Ezel all throughout the night has had some really good-looking three-point shots, and he's come up short on every single one of them. I mean, it's really, as a shooter, when they're all over the place, it's really hard to fix, right? Because you don't know what you're doing wrong. At least Ezel should know, hey, my legs aren't there right now. I need to get more on this ball, because every single one of them have been short so far. So hopefully Coach can they can get into the film room, check that out, and he can fix that before next game.
Etchison misses the first of 2. 10 fouls now on Brebeuf, so the double bonus for the Golden Eagles. Second one also no good.
Oh.
Offensive rebound. Parentow doesn't get the lucky bounce. And for some reason, Elijah Edwards decides to foul.
Well, you're in there now, and everybody in the game right now is pretty jacked for Guerin. So there's no rhyme or reason for anything right now. It's they're just happy to be in at this point and leading.
Alex Gothard just 2 points to his credit, but he'll go to the free throw line for Brebeuf. First free throw is good for him. So Guerin Catholic, like we said, gets their first conference win. They'll move to 9-2. And their next game is going to be, they get a few days off, January 26th at Liberty Christian. A pretty solid Liberty Christian team. 9-4 is their record. Foul on the sideline. And, nope, actually, Guerin Catholic stepped out of bounds. No foul called there.
I think the only thing for Guerin or for Brebeuf right now that's in question is Smith going to get any more points? Because he's had a whale of a ball game tonight.
Brebeuf still finishing out these last 10 seconds strong, although it'll come in a losing effort. 63-45 will be the final score as Will dribbles out the rest of the clock. A big Circle City Conference win picked up by the Golden Eagles of Guerin Catholic. Brebeuf will fall below 500 to 6-7, also 0-2 now in the Circle City Conference.
Well, Guerin, taking this one has got to feel good for them if you're Guerin Catholic, and they did so without Caleb Edwards having a really great game, which they usually rely on, but between Babilia and Gillis and even Grissom down the stretch, they had plenty to pull through tonight. So if you're Brebeuf, you get on you get on the bus, you go back and you look at the tape and see how draw it up again, and hopefully get things righted within the next week or so.
After losing to Brebeuf in the first round of sectional back in March, 58-56, Guerin Catholic gets the best of them this time, 63-45. Let's quickly go over the final scoring numbers. First for Brebeuf, They were led in scoring by Billy Smith with 24, 12 in each half. And then after that, quite a big difference. Hobson added 7, Michael Irk with 5, Alex Gothard with 3, Evan Altman with 2, and Austin Ezel also with 3 points to make up their 45. 63 points for Guerin Catholic. They were led in scoring by Joseph Babilia with 19 points. 12 points from Will Grissom, 15 points from Matthew Gillis, 9 points from Caleb Edwards, 4 points from Jack Cherry, and 3 points from Matthew Etchison. With that, we will wrap things up here. Want to remind you a big slew of games tomorrow, starting with girls basketball action at 2:30. Heritage Christian going up against Covenant Christian. And then also at 2:30, boys basketball action with Oldenburg Academy going up against Greenwood Christian Academy. And then the nightcap in the City Alliance semifinals. The first game at 6 p.m. sees the number 1 seed Cathedral Irish with an 11-1 record going up against the 5 seed in the Tinley Tigers. And then the last game of the 4, Crispus Attucks, the number 2 seed, facing off against the 3 seed in Covenant Christian. Covenant Christian, a 12-1 record. Crispus Attucks, a 13-2 record. You can watch all of those games live tomorrow on YouTube here on Indiana SRN. For our cameraman, Casey Pierce, our on-site engineer, Ben Wood, and Doc Stratton, I'm Jarrett Lewis saying thanks for tuning in to IndianaSRN.org and on YouTube Live. Guerin Catholic gets the win 63-45. We will see you tomorrow.